What happened? That's tough. Yeah. Chat, was good. Give me a second here. I'm gonna deactivate my camera. Wes is here, Derek is here. We are trying to get Real Talk in the building. He's troubleshooting some things right now. I'm deafened right now currently. Let me deactivate my camera here. Hope everyone's feeling good. It is February 6th, 2026. And I'm feeling pretty solid. Let me deactivate my camera and then reactivate it here through Discord. Perfect. Denver, was good. You said Jermaine when? I'm gonna be tapping into the J. Cole project right after the stream, chat. So I can't stream it on YouTube obviously because of copyright, but I will be going over to my Twitch. If you don't know, tap into the Twitch at Gifted Hoops on Twitch. I will be listening to the full album. Denver, if you want to hop in Discord or whatever while I listen, feel free. I'm down to hop in, but I haven't heard it yet. I've stayed off of Twitter and all that, but let me also unmute here so my co-hosts can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you guys now so the stream can hear everybody. And I'll bring the music to a pause here as well, but they should be able to hear you guys now if I'm not washed. Hopefully I'm not washed. Let's see.
I muted myself, so that's probably why.
Okay, cool. I'm like,
that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Word up. Yep. Perfect. We can hear you. I'm gonna go full screen here with this. Let me drag this back over here and go full screen. So this is the camp stuff. This is our what? Okay. I'm calling this episode 2 of the new year. Okay. Moving forward, I'm going to create a actual source so that way the overlay is easier. But I'm gonna quickly show people the tier list. We are doing our tier list again. I feel like it's been a while since we did a tier list, y'all.
I feel like, yeah, it's been what, at least 2 months. Have we done a tier list in the new year?
Don't think we did one. No.
Because our last episode, we were just catching up on everything, like because we had recorded for so long, and then since then, same difference. Same difference. So, yeah, this will be the first tier list. And some interesting adjustments for sure. For sure. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, this should be very fun. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Let me know if you can see the tier list. For those in I believe YouTube, you should be able to see it here. I'm gonna go full screen with it. Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. So like all of our cams and stuff pop up at the bottom, and this goes full screen. Let me go full screen with this to make sure people have the best viewing experience. Okay, Loren said, I think y'all last episode was in December. I think it was. Yeah. We were gonna do one closer to January, but like it felt like what's the point in doing it if we know the trade deadline is within a couple weeks? Like honestly, might as well wait. And I'm glad we did, because boy, a lot of shit like a lot of shit went down. I'm still actively making the tiers as well. But so far, this is what I have, Derek. I have Sam Presti as the like S tier, of course. Then you have the Bulls, Heat, Hawks playing. That's just mid, because that's kind of what they are, unfortunately, right? And then last but not least, I had to put the Kings, because it's like, what are the Kings doing? I feel like we ask ourselves this question every single year. What are the Kings doing? So they deserve to be low. Why is the Jazz logo massive? Yeah, I've never understood why, but they did get Jaren Jackson Jr., so they'll definitely be a topic of conversation at the very least. Let me see.
Pretty sure I just invited Real Talk, by the way, so hopefully he
said it's not letting me join.
That happened last time. Real Talk really might be 60. Like the old man jokes normally were reserved for me, but Real Talk might be older than me.
I'm gonna have to help my boy, man. Let me zoom out and see if he's in a random court. He's not. Hang on. Join one of the random voice channels and I'll drag you.
All right, Newski. Good to see you.
Newski was good, bro. Y'all both owe this shit. That's the first thing I see. I mean, look, man. We all getting up there.
He's not wrong. My birthday is next month, so sadly, you definitely can't turn the clock yet. Yeah.
Perfect. We're good. Oh,
yeah.
He got it. Okay, cool then. Dude's going unk for unk. That's funny. Forgot I have the music on, but y'all can't hear it, which is good. Let me mute that up real quick.
Unk is pretty good.
W unks. Denver said I did it. Okay. I might have to share this in a better way because when I click on something, the stream pauses in Discord. So give me 1 second while I get this better set up. Let me go to this instead for right now.
Why were there so many trades?
Yeah, there were actually a lot of trades. I have a list on, I believe, NBA.com that outlines every single trade that was made. So that's there at the very least. Let me add a window capture to still get our cams up here so they can see us while we go through the list. Because I am a absolutely goated content creator, right? Yeah. Let me go to Discord? Yeah. Real talk was good, bro. I see you now.
Just tired of Discord, man. I don't know why we can't do StreamYard. StreamYard's so easy, so simple. Click on the link, get there.
It's funny because I've never used StreamYard. I'm just so natively used to using Discord. I'm not opposed to doing these in StreamYard, but what exactly is giving you difficulties for Discord? I just want to know.
Every time you tell me, hey, click this link, it'll take you there. It doesn't take me there. So, or at least this time it told me to join voice. I hit join voice.
I see why.
Join voice.
I see why. So the reason why it's not working is because you didn't have a role that is needed to bring you in. I actually didn't know that until I clicked on your role in Discord. Derek and Wes already have the role, so that's why. It wasn't your fault. My fault. It was a role thing. But you're good. You're good. Yeah. But my fault. I did cut you off. How have you been, real talk?
I'm good. Getting back in the swing of things. Enjoying my break via holiday season and everything, but we're back, you know what I'm saying? February. And it's been fun. The trade deadline obviously was fun. Sure, we'll get into that. And J. Cole dropped. So, that's.
Did drop. I wait, so are me and Derek the only ones that haven't heard the album? Yeah.
Yeah, me and Wes have listened to it.
Okay, word up. Yeah, I tried to stay off of Twitter, so I don't know anything outside of one track. One track was spoiled for me in terms of the features, but outside of that, I don't know anything. So I'm gonna tap in. It's 2 hours long, so I'm excited, but I didn't want to do him a disservice of I'm tired. I'm gonna hear all this music and then say it's mid or trash. I want to actually dissect what he's saying and all that type of shit. So I'm gonna be tapping in right after this.
Been varied opinions on the album. I just leave it at that.
2 hours. I'm literally looking right now.
It's an hour 40.
Yeah,
so
hour.
It's a good lengthy body of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just him? No features?
No, he's got a couple.
Oh, they're just not.
It's not shown.
Here.
It is majority him. It's
he doesn't have any rapping features. They're all singing.
Okay. Oh, I'm cool. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
That could work.
Cool.
Damn.
Real quick before we get into it, Sir Charles in the chat said, "I'm a Bucks fan and I'm disappointed we didn't trade Giannis. I'm tired of this never-ending saga. We're gonna get to all that in a minute. So let me properly introduce what we'll be doing here today for everyone. As you, I believe, can see here, we have a tier list here. We will be ranking teams in terms of the success or failure of their deadline, and in between that, we'll also be discussing their current status in the NBA in terms of, are they getting close to their goal? Are they far from it? Are they now contenders? Or, just overall thing like that, because it has been a while. A lot of things have shifted since our last conversation. I know me personally, I'm very excited to talk about the Charlotte Hornets. Real talk. I know you are too. So there are some things we will be addressing here, which I'm hyped for. But first things first, we got to actually, I would say, nail out the tiers. I have 3 tiers so far. I have Sam Presti S tier. I have Bulls, Heat, Hawks playing mid. That's C. And I have the Sacramento Kings as the F tier. I'm just gonna come up with some NBA terms for A, B, and D tier. All right. When I think about D in NBA terms, what do y'all think about?
D plus.
I don't spend much time thinking about D, but
Respect.
yes. if I were to, Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka. I don't hate that. Let me see.
Being gifted an all-star is the only move he makes. So yeah, I mean, not bad.
We can do Pelinka with a period because people are gonna know exactly about that impact. I guess B tier would be just solid. I'm gonna say Pacers franchise. And then A tier, something that is normally really good for the most part.
Brad Stevens.
I like that. Yeah. Yep. You know what? That's fair. Sam Presti, Brad Stevens. I think those are good tiers here. Give me 1 second while I get the full list on NBA.com for all transactions made. What order would you guys want to go in? Alphabetical or just where our conversation takes us?
I mean, because Sir Charles mentioned it, should we talk about the trade that didn't happen first?
Yeah, let's do that real quick. Sure. Because I don't know about y'all, but obviously I am a Golden State fan. I'm going to say this again. I'm a Golden State fan, not a Dick Ryder, but a fan of basketball. I watch the team play, and
big caveat.
I had a tweet where the sympathy for Giannis if he leaves, for me personally, is gone. And the reason why it's gone is not because my team couldn't get him.
Because you didn't get him.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Okay, see, look, no.
I mean, convenient, but proceed.
Right? Not because my team didn't get him, but because no team got him. I think the idea that the time was wasted is one thing, but the mixed signals from Giannis where he's like, oh, it's not in my nature to want out, or like, I'll never lead the Bucks, this and that. But then the whole saga of you wanting to be traded was a real thing. And you very well might still get traded in the offseason. Giannis is a great player. I don't want anyone to like misconstrue what I'm saying. He's a phenomenal player. No one up here, at least to my knowledge, is killing Giannis if he leaves, right? Like I wouldn't really.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, right.
No.
So him acting like he's just so far above leaving the franchise, but then all this drama, like I just find it exhausting, I think is the best word for it. But I don't know how you guys felt about that.
I mean, the biggest thing is Shams, dude. Like, can we get Woj back, please? I'm sick of Shams. Like, he's become CNN man for sports. Like it's like, oh, I'm gonna have some breaking news to drop. There's no breaking news. You can go back to sleep, but I'm gonna keep hitting you this update every hour, and I'm pretty sick of it. Like Giannis didn't help him by not requesting out. Giannis was just sneak dissing the Bucks for like 4 or 5 months, but never said anything actually bad. So until he asked out, like I think that's the only way like superstars get moved nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They have to ask out because their front office will do everything but like pull the trigger on doing the move. And I think Milwaukee's in that boat. I always had a feeling like it's an off-season move because I think it's a minimum 3-team deal. Like someone's going to be, involved in some capacity. And I think just teams are too scared to, try to be a Giannis recipient, trade him at the deadline, probably give up a ton of assets. And then if their season doesn't end well, which is quite possible, even with Giannis, now you just ran the risk of pissing him off. And then he's going to like ask to leave. So it's a bummer it didn't happen because I do think it's time for Milwaukee and for Giannis. But ultimately, I'm not surprised. Like it was just, it's too much. It's too much, too little time. He didn't ask out.
Yeah.
Hope y'all are ready for the Shams bomb that Giannis is a Los Angeles Laker.
Okay,
here we go. Here we go with this shit.
You can say here we go with it. That's what all signs are pointing to, in my opinion. The fact that he didn't get traded at the deadline leads me to believe that. I think the other players in this, like a Golden State, they're done. Miami Heat, that old man up there is never pulling the trigger. Let's be honest. I think he's going to be a Laker. I think we're going to get off LeBron's cap money. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get another team involved, and Giannis is going to be in LA. I truly believe that, by the way. I feel like if he got traded, he needed to be traded at the deadline to not be a Laker. And y'all are going to hate it. It's going to be
right.
Be fun.
I wish that I wish you all Gifted is in that chat. I wish Derek and Real Talk were, as well as the entire audience. But I said the same thing, literally. I said the NBA will regret not trading for Giannis because now he's going to be a Laker, and then every fan base is going to cry about it. They're going to make it seem like it's no fair, blase blah, but people had an opportunity to send a Godfather offer, and people keep treating top like I don't know what it is. Just because you're on the wrong side of 30, it does not mean that you're not worth everything in a fucking war chest, especially within reason. I'm not saying go do something that's irresponsible.
Rod, I appreciate the super
but the
chat.
fact
I'm gonna get
that
to you
I
in a
had
minute,
to
bro.
argue with fan bases about fucking Jaden McDaniels and whether or not he's
you would have to argue with
Giannis.
me too then, because I'm not trading Jaden.
Yeah, well, and that's silly too. So he could be sick. Because guess what? In order for you to get him in the offseason, you're gonna have to trade Reeves. And
That's nothing
Reeves
for
is
Laker
better
fans.
than Jaden. So I would make those things happen unless you somehow come across a 3-teamer that involves Bron and he's who you're trading. It'll have to be Reeves. And I think people gotta wake up, man. Giannis is a top 20 player ever. But it is what it is. Yeah. I do harbor some ill will towards Giannis though too, because he's not forcing anyone's hand, and he's going about this like a punk sissy. A lot of different words I want to say that aren't cool for FCC Airways or FFC, whatever it is. So I'm gonna let him rock. I'm gonna let him troll. I'm gonna let him think he's cute at 6'11", brolic, but trying to be a little cutesy girl. I'm gonna let him do all the little corny stuff. But he needs to grow a pair, and not the pair that's getting, him children. Like, salute over there, family man. Love it. I love everything that you got going, black man, on the family tip. But when it comes to his career, you gotta, take the bull by the horns and do something that's uncomfortable. he refuses to be uncomfortable when it's actually time to make a difference for himself and his career, and I can't respect that. But really unfortunate that he's still a Buck. Really unfortunate, and the saga continues, man. It sucks.
I actually, just by the way, I have an easier time trading Austin Reeves for Giannis than Jaden McDaniels. I just feel like Jaden McDaniels is such a perfect player to play alongside stars.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to give up the guy I actually want Giannis. Like, besides Anthony Edwards, obviously from Minnesota, Jaden McDaniels is the next person I absolutely want Giannis playing next to, not without. I'll give you anything else. Dante,
You don't get him
Nas,
then, and that's the issue.
Rudy,
And that's why he's
Julius
not on this team.
Folius. I like anything else.
That's
Anything
silly,
else.
dude. That's silly. Especially like we're not talking about a guy who has like top 15 potential, top 10 potential. We're talking about a really good role player who, yes, you would rather have on your team with Giannis than without, but I'd rather have Giannis. That like it doesn't matter if I don't have Giannis. And the fact that you'll let that hold it up, I just can't support. I can't get behind it, man. Like I'm
But I
tired of
think the
seeing.
Timberwolves are looking at it like I don't think the Timberwolves are a Giannis away from a championship, though.
Yeah,
And so if I'm Minnesota and I'm thinking, hey, we aren't that far off to begin with, then no, I don't want to just blow up the entirety of the roster to get like I want to add Giannis to something, I think, to get us over the top. Not okay, now we don't have Nas, Julius, Jaden.
No, who said
Yeah.
all of that? It literally they could have made the money work with Julius, Jaden, and Rob. It just wasn't enough. But I was speaking to the fan bases. I think the front office was willing to trade Jaden. They couldn't strike a deal because they didn't have any picks that they could send. And that's what happens
Minnesota
when you
also
send
doesn't have any
out
picks,
multiple picks to draft Rob Dillingham, to move up and draft a bust and a player who should have never been drafted because he weighs 140
Get your shit off.
Yeah, no, I got some gripes, but I'm gonna pass the ball, man. Unfortunate.
Yeah. So my perspective on the reality of a Giannis trade happening, because let's be honest, we have known for about 3 or 4 years now this Bucks team wasn't good. I was one of the few people that said, which a lot of people disagreed, Bucks team is not good when they got Dame. Because I'm like, y'all keep saying Dame Giannis pick and roll, Dame Giannis pick and roll. Who's the next best defender on this roster? Like I don't love this roster. And it's been that way for a couple years. Coming into this season, we knew that this team was going to be good. A lot of it would have to be how much can Giannis carry. So for him to be traded midseason, you had to be a team that had unprotected draft picks and player assets that are actually good, right? Few teams have both. OKC has them, but obviously they have Shea, J-Dub, whatever. Like they're not really going to be in those stuff because they don't want to. And then you have the other teams who are desperate. And I think the reason why a deal didn't get done is because they couldn't find a team that wanted to facilitate alone and not get Giannis. And they couldn't find a team that had both. I think in the offseason, you might find that. But if I'm taking Giannis at his word value, he wanted to stay, so we shouldn't even be having this conversation. I don't know. But I guess we could maybe begin with the Bucks. How would y'all rate their trade deadline?
What's below an F? Anything below an F?
I don't think it gets any worse than the Kings. I truly don't.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, Milwaukee didn't really do anything. I'm just going to say, like, I'm not forgetting, like, a little on the margins trade. I think they legitimately didn't do anything. It's disappointing they couldn't shop something away. Like, why is Bobby Portis still here? I think is a question I have to ask. Like, why not get some draft capital, since it feels like everyone kind of knows this Giannis train is, coming into the station eventually. and you're going to be rebuilding. So why not move any assets? So I feel like it's got to be honestly, it's probably Pelinka, because not doing anything and being wrong for not doing anything is kind of what Milwaukee is.
Yeah, that's Pelinka's calling card right there. Hey, what are we gonna do? Nothing. Oh, great.
I'm trying to see like specifically because like I thought they made a move with Cole Anthony. I just want to make sure that I'm not wrong about this. I'm gonna just type in Milwaukee Bucks real quick on the NBA.com website just to make sure that I'm not tripping. But effectively, not trading Bobby Portis was interesting because I thought he was on the move to be traded for like a while. The one thing that I think makes things harder for them, and this is kind of why I thought the Bucks would be more open to trying to keep Giannis and not really trade him. Oh, wow. You know what's funny, Derek? So I type in, I don't see them on here for anything. Did I say it wrong? Hang on. Bucks. No. So I'm on the official NBA.com website right now, and I typed in Bucks in the search feed and nothing pops up. So they're not here. Yeah. I would put them at, I would say, Pelinka tier. I think you could argue the worst tier, honestly. I don't see why they would not be the worst so far.
Yeah, I mean,
because making a Giannis deal at a trade deadline is a tall task. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That is something to where like that kind of move is probably going to be done in the offseason. So I can't even can't be too mad at Milwaukee wanting the correct haul back for Giannis. You know what I'm saying? They weren't satisfied with Golden State's package. They weren't satisfied with Minnesota's, probably due to the picks, or lack thereof. So, I mean, because also a bad Giannis trade is also an option. You know
You're right about that. Yeah.
Or it's like what you get back in return. So, I give him Pelinka. I don't think it's an F.
Okay.
I just think,
it's not the Giannis trade for me. It's like you not doing much else outside of that. Like they're basically saying our season's over, and they're fine with that.
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
Like you're talking me into putting them in F because, is there any other contract that would have to go out with Giannis? I agree with Real Talk that not getting the Giannis trade done is fine.
I mean, they were trying to get off of Kuzma's money, but no one wanted Kuzma.
So yeah, that's the thing. To me, you're staring down an entire rebuild. So you're looking at obviously moving Giannis, moving your other vets more than likely. I think you're getting a new coach as well because I don't think Rivers has any interest in coaching a team that isn't already tailor made. So why not get a first round pick for this upcoming draft? Like something. And I feel like Bobby could have gotten at least, outside the lottery pick, at least for Portis. Kuzma, I get it. You're probably getting a couple seconds at best. But I don't know, aside from Rollins, is there anyone else you have to keep, I feel like maybe it is an F because they should have did something to tank.
You think I agree with you that they should have done something. I don't think Bobby's worth the first. Kobe White just couldn't get a first. And granted, Colin Sexton was traded.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I could see Bobby being a protected or bottom 2025 first round pick, which I think in this draft is still at least an asset. It's better than keeping him because I just don't see is Bobby going to be here next year? I don't know.
That's in the air.
I just don't know if anyone's safe with Milwaukee, which kind of makes me feel like why don't we get an asset or two if we know the season's chalked?
I could have sworn they made a move with Cole Anthony though. For some reason they're not showing up on this website. Let me see real quick. That might have been some bullshit. Then hang on. Bucks trade deadline 2026. Want to fact check if we move on. Yeah, for that reason, I'm okay with F. If y'all want to fight over that, that's fine. Okay, so
I mean, if y'all think it's F, then is it? I'm not. I don't really care because now he's about to be a Laker. So
Yeah, here it is right here.
I might put him in Sam Presti. Actually,
word.
Yeah, Milwaukee can be F. Giannis is an S. Got you.
So it says here the players the Bucks acquired: Usman Dieng, Nigel Hayes Davis. They sent out Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey. Is what this website is saying. But they're saying Cole Anthony went to the Suns. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Put him in F tier. I
was gonna say don't even see that.
Amir Coffey sucks that bad.
Apparently, tough. Well, that's where the Bucks are right now. If it needs to be adjusted at the end, we can do that. Let's move on to our next team, fellas. Atlanta Hawks. Now, I want to be the one, because again, it has been a while since we have recorded. I want to be the one that I generally thought Atlanta could look solid this season. They were not. I saw Jalen Johnson make the leap, which is good. I thought he would be capable of doing that. He did that. I didn't expect Nikhil to like be so much improved this year. I thought he would be up there, but like this level is pretty crazy. And I thought Trae Young would be better. Well, he was hurt and ass, and they traded him. Let's go over what the Hawks have done so far. So they now have Buddy Hield, Jock Landale, Gabe Vincent from the Lakers, which I'll get to that in a minute. And they have Jonathan Kuminga from the Porzingis trade, which I'm not going to talk about right now. And they're trying to retool. What do we think about the Hawks?
I don't really get it. Kuminga's not the worst flyer in the world to pick up, but I just feel like no one's got like a real role right now.
Hey Rod, I'm going to your team next.
I feel like it's not great because you got two guys in Jalen Johnson, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who are growing young players, kind of budding into low tier or at least like flirting with all-star like good starter stuff. And then like a bunch of other guys that like kind of need to prove it. But this isn't like the situation to prove it. CJ McCollum's here and it's like, why? Like, how could he not get rerouted somewhere else?
It's
like I don't need the ball in everyone's hands. And unfortunately, you got a bunch of players that want the ball. And, ironically, you got rid of the guy who was going to pass him the ball. So I just think it's a mess of a season. Kuminga, it's kind of like just matching salary. Because are you going to pick up his team option? I wouldn't. Like, unless he goes ballistic in the like next 20-25 games, it's whatever. And I think he walked out with a couple second round picks from their trade with Portland. But I don't know. I'm not moved. I feel like they don't have a direction right now. But that's fine.
People said in the chat, CJ's contract is expiring. So that's, I guess, good news.
Yeah, for later, exactly.
Nikhil Alexander, but Nikhil was already there, but he's been good, like Gifted said. I don't know. It's just, I think they've at least put themselves in position to move forward past the Trae Young era, which I think is all you can like really ask right now, right? You get off Trae Young, you say, hey, we're kind of pivoting towards Jalen Johnson. That's clear as day. I think the risk on Kuminga and getting rid of KP is a good move. I see you in chat. Was good, bro. In my opinion, because now KP is going on a second season in a row to where we're like, oh, you really just can't play like basketball. So that's kind of a problem. You got off him for a potentially good player, young player also. I'm like cool. I'm cool with where Atlanta's at. I think they intentionally don't have a staunch direction because they're like testing the waters. I think they're in like a trial era right now. So I think that's kind of intentional that they don't have a specific way they want to go yet. they'll just kind of like let these young players play, see how they play together, and kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they're doing.
I mute myself.
Atlanta. How can I say this politely?
Don't. You don't got to be polite.
Okay. King Sacramento. Doing deals. Look, man, doing deals just for the sake of doing them, and like young player, whatever, but it's still like, to me, they have to fit. I want someone please to explain to me how Kuminga makes sense in Atlanta. And how it makes sense for them to take on, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they take on money in this deal? Oh, okay, out of here.
I don't think so.
Buddy's expiring.
Yeah, Buddy Hield would be expiring, technically speaking.
And I think Kuminga's the team option. So they
Yeah.
could get just out of the money.
Then never mind. All right, well, that levels the playing field. But yeah, I really don't like the Kuminga fit, and I probably would have preferred to just let Kristaps, like, get whatever we could get from Kristaps, and then let him fade into the black, as opposed to, because when you trade for Kuminga, I feel like you're almost, now granted, doesn't mean that they're going to do this. They still have the option to say, "Nah, we're going to decline," but kind of feel like you're hinting at, hey, we want to see if he can become something with us. And I think that would take more than the 30 games left in the season. If that, like, we've already played 50 games, so just a head scratching move for me.
Yeah,
And I don't think they
agree.
did anything else to add, like, around Jalen. Like, I don't, we went from AD to Kuminga. All the hype was AD. Atlanta's gonna go get Anthony Davis, and somehow they walked away with Kuminga and trading Trae Young this year. I'm cool.
Yeah. For me, what I would say about Atlanta, the one good thing, you're able to get all of the Lakers' remaining second round picks for Gabe Vincent. I mean, that's not bad. I feel like they're retooling in the sense of this is a new team. They trade Trae Young now, so like they now know, okay, like this is what our team is gonna be. The Kuminga shit doesn't make sense to me either, Wes. I agree, but the one thing I want to give bail for is like Porzingis really hasn't done anything on their roster pretty much the whole year. And you trade for a player that at the bare minimum, he's on a team option. So like you can see what he can play like next season after that, and then see if he's fit, I think, for your team or not. And then if not, you can waive him in this offseason. Like that's a very movable contract in a sense. And then maybe you can turn him into more assets if he does ball out this year, right? So there are some things you can do with it, even though I don't like the fit. So for me, I wouldn't put them F tier because they've made alterations to their roster and they got some different, I would say, assets. But it's kind of mid. Like I'm fine with the Bulls tier or even the Pelicans tier.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if Kuminga went to Atlanta and played really well. I get what they're trying to do. I honestly do. I also, just seeing how they play, especially post Trae Young, they try to defend. You know what I'm saying? Rebound and play in transition as much as possible. I think that could bode well for Jonathan Kuminga. And as far as the fit next to Jalen Johnson, as good as he is, he still has multiple leaps to take as an, self-creator for himself, as far as scoring and isolation, things of that nature. And best case scenario, you get a Jonathan Kuminga who, even in Golden State, we acknowledge he had flaws, but one thing he has always been able to do because of his athletic tools is kind of score the ball. get to different spots on the court when he wants to, via his strength, his athleticism. Now, is he going to make the shot once he pulls up? Who knows? But we know he can create a shot for himself. So I don't know. I get the vision. Jonathan Kuminga probably the 3, Jalen Johnson probably the 4. You got Nikhil at the 2. You're probably just kind of searching for, or you have a rotation of 5s that you can play with Gay and Kanwu and all of them, right? So I don't know. I see the vision, and again, getting rid of KP and getting a potential good piece. And I disagree with Wes as far as I think you can see if they'll fit together in these 30 games, or at least get a glimpse of it if they can.
I just don't think it's a big enough negative to tax for, because again, he's on a team option. So like, if you absolutely hate what you see, it's bad vibes, it's terrible, you can cut him for nothing. You weren't doing anything with Porzingis anyway, and you still get cap space if you trade him away on a team like I just think the asset of what he could be is worth it for Porzingis. I don't think that's like a bad trade for them, even though I might not love the fit. That's why I don't really lean D tier, because I don't think the Hawks did bad. I just think it's kind of underwhelming. Again, though, getting 3 second-round picks for not Gabe Vincent, for the how am I forgetting bro name? Luke Kennard. Not bad. I don't think that's bad. Like, I think that's solid assets you're getting back. And again,
I mean, you also got Gabe Vincent. So.
I mean, cool, but listen, they don't give a damn about Gabe Vincent at all. They saw the picks, and we know how valuable those picks can be, because sometimes teams trade things like that to move up in the draft. So I don't hate it for them, honestly.
Yeah, I think they got to be play-in tier, because they got some assets back. They took some gambles, and yeah, even if we don't, even if I don't see a vision necessarily, it's definitely a direction. So for that, I feel like it definitely can't be Pelinka. You did something to try and benefit the team. So.
Oh yeah, Gabe is expiring. That was actually supposed to be one of the reasons or attractions to trading him for us, I guess. Yeah. Oh, look at there. Yeah. Expiring Gabe, expiring CJ, young talent back, Jonathan Kuminga. Got rid of that fire starter in Trae Young. Isn't that right, Derek? So yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
I do find it funny how like the Hawks wound up fitting exactly in their own tier. Bulls, Heat, Hawks
100%.
playing just mid, so that's cool. We move on. Now this team is interesting, man. Shout out to the Boston Celtics. This is a team that coming into the season, a lot of people said was going to be ass. They weren't going to be able to do much without Jason Tatum. And I got to say it from the bottom of my heart, because I don't think I said this enough in the last episode. Jaylen Brown has performed at a level I did not expect him to at all this season. I think you can say he's been like a top 15 player. If that's crazy, y'all, I don't know. But like, he's been that level of good this season. And I'm pretty sure there's still a top 3 seed without Tatum at all in the Eastern Conference. Now, I want to pat myself on the back a little bit, because I said on the pod with B-Souls before the season started, they're trading Anthony Simons. That's the most obvious traded player in my life that I've seen. I knew he would be traded. I don't love Vucevic personally, but for Boston, who has literally no front court, it makes perfect sense. I think that's going to be really good for them. And worst case, guess what? He's expiring. So like, they really lose nothing from doing that. I also think Anthony Simons was kind of hit or miss for them as their season waned on anyway. So I like the moves. Also, they save money and they ducked the luxury tax again. There's some other teams up here that we'll get to that had to do a lot more to get under that tax. Yeah. So I don't hate Boston at all here. I would put Boston probably Brad Stevens tier, honestly.
Yeah, I think at the bare minimum, Pacers or Brad Stevens. I feel like the fact that they were able to Yeah, like say what we will about Vooch and a defensive black hole that he's turned into. He's going to be playing with, guys that probably going to be a little more focused on defense, so maybe that helps. But he's just like, he's a tool in the toolkit for Missoula and co. Like, some offensive viability, some cool little rebounding, not a dumb passer by any stretch. I think he actually can help when the offense gets stagnant with or without Tatum. So I think it's smart. Like, you didn't give up anything crazy because you don't know if Tatum's coming back this year. You don't really know what kind of run you're looking at, but you can compete in the East. So that's cool. And then you gave up so little. And yeah, like worst case scenario, they go nowhere. They've got a blank slate and more money to use in the offseason. Yeah, Boston did well, unfortunately for me. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's Brad Stevens might be in Brad Stevens' tier.
I agree. Vooch is a real offensive player. Can't take that away from him. I think Joe Mazzulla will be able to run some more of his 5-out principles that he hasn't been able to run so far this year with like a Kate on the floor and stuff like that. Luka Garza's tried to fill that role, but Vucevic is way better than Luka Garza. So yeah, they got help at the position that they needed help in. And so Boston has already been one of the 3 or 4 best offenses in the league. And now they're getting a really good offensive player. So wouldn't actually shock me at all if they're like the best offense post All-Star break with Vucevic. So, shout out to Brad Stevens cheating in Boston.
For me, I'm cool with Brad Stevens' tier. I actually would go a tier below that. I'm not crazy about Vooch, and I really question, like, Ron Harper Jr. had a really good game 1, so maybe method to the madness. Like, maybe Brad knew, hey, he's ready to contribute. He can play. We can flip Anthony for a position of need and still fill in for our guard depth. But if Ron Harper Jr. ends up not being good, they literally don't have any guard depth. It will literally just be Peyton and Derek White, and I'm not crazy about that. So whatever. But Vooch is definitely going to be better than Garza, and despite the deficiencies on the defensive end of the basketball, like, he plays offense the exact way the Celtics want to. He's a good passer, good shooter. They can dump it down and he can get a bucket. He can score from the mid-range as well. And he's not a ball stopper. So I see the fit, but I just worry about their guard depth. I really do. Because God forbid any type of injury, and we're talking minimal, nothing that's season ending, but anything that may take, a week or 2, because that race is so close in the East. There are a few games from being 6th and losing home court advantage. So I question that, but salute.
If I'm Vucevic, I'm also looking to because I'm pretty sure he's an expiring, correct?
Yes, he is.
If I'm Vucevic, I'm taking whatever little money I need to take to stay in Boston next year. I'm trying to be the starting or backup big in Boston. I feel like when Tatum is back, that gives you even more of a defensive blanket with Tatum at the 4, Brown at the 3, Derek White at the, Derek White is also one of the best, rim protecting guards ever. That helps. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Vooch, I'm trying to end my career in Boston. I think he's at the end of the rope anyway, towards the end, try to win, stay in Boston. You kind of fit there, like Wes just outlined. So if I'm him, I'm trying to make Boston a home.
Yeah. If I'm Vucevic, bro, like, I've played on shit teams my entire career. And it's like, at a certain point, can I just play on a team that has structure? That, like, I know he's a horrible defender. I'm not making no case. He's one of the worst defenders I've seen at the position in some time. I'll say that. But being on a very good team does make people try harder in different areas. Will it be on defense? Probably not. But at least in Boston, the infrastructure is there to where he can play, I guess, serious basketball, which has been a complaint on the Bulls. Although I will say, as one of the few NBA sick people that watched the Bulls a ton last year, he was legitimately awful in his own ways that was bringing the Bulls down. I will say that. But I'm willing to give grace. Wes, I like your point about the guard depth, but I think Boston had to ask, okay, do we shore up the front court depth and give up the guard depth, or do we keep Anthony, have some okay guard depth, but we have no front line? Because I feel like the same argument can easily be made for their bigs, which is already god awful. So that's why I understand it. And even if he's dog shit, awful, terrible, all that stuff, again, being an expiring contract in a year where your best player will for sure be back next season is value. So, like, that's why I would still put them there. And again, I want to give them extra credit because making moves like this and shedding money to be under the luxury tax is such a big part about roster construction. And they did that. So that gives me the, I would say, extra brownie points.
By the way, are there like some teams we want to highlight and some teams we want to fast forward? Because I'm just now seeing, we're heading on an hour. We run 3 teams at this rate. We're going to be here for 10 hours.
Oh, no.
So
we're going to be, trust me, we're going to be getting to the important teams very, very soon here. In fact, I'm going to go to one of the most important teams here, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm going to get to, I think, the Bulls next. Absolutely. But the Cavs, man. I don't know how y'all felt. This is the team that we kind of felt like was kind of like really, really good, but you didn't really trust them all the way to get over the hump like that. And they've been kind of hit or miss for a lot of this season. And they traded what one of our co-hosts up here would say would be a shifty D'Lo for James Harden. And not just that, they shed money and they got Keon Ellis, which a lot of teams definitely wanted, and they got Dennis Schroeder. How do we feel about the Cleveland Cavaliers?
This is Sam Presti level of work. This also is a team worth spending some time on. So I think the Cavs knocked it out the park. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing they could do that they didn't is have open heart surgery for Jared and Evan and put a dog in there. But other than that, they knocked it out the park. They upgraded at the point guard position. They shored up some of the defense and shooting that they wanted out of Lonzo that they didn't get. So getting a Keon Ellis is fantastic. You get another ball handler that has proven that he can, handle the ball and be good in playoff settings and situations in a Dennis Schroeder, right? I think they've been missing another ball handler since Ty Jerome left for that offense. And I think he's going to be better in a playoff setting than Ty Jerome was, by the way. I think they knocked it out the park. Harden and D-Mitch is going to be fantastic. Harden is still one of the best pick and roll players in the league. So the combination of him and Evan Mobley in pick and roll or him and Jared Allen probably going to be fantastic. Harden is also available. He plays the games. I think they did a great job. This is a great job, in my opinion.
I'm going to full send this one. Oh.
No, go for it.
Okay, yeah. I 100% agree with Real Talk. Respect to Darius Garland and what he could be in the future, but what he has produced in Cleveland, he's had some good stretches of regular season basketball. But one of his biggest issues is beating size off of the dribble consistently and self-creating. James Harden, for years now, has been one of the best isolation players. And I just think he is a better player in many ways. First off, he's better on defense, which I'm not hyping it up too crazy, but Darius Garland is awful on defense. Like, having that next to D-Mitch is a huge part of why the Cavs roster just hasn't worked, because their front court can't make up for all of that. I think Harden is at least blah or just bad, right? He's really, really bad. The passing is better. I think he will actually make Evan Mobley get out of the 18-8 reputation and maybe be 23, 24. We'll see. I don't know how that actually will look, but I think Harden will actually maximize those bigs more than Garland will. And to Real Talk's biggest point, availability. The biggest issue with Cleveland year after year after year is they go into the playoffs and their guys are hurt. And Darius Garland has been going through some unlucky things on the injury tip. Now they have James Harden. And more importantly, they have the depth around him at guard. Dennis Schroeder and the things that he did for Detroit, he was raising the floor for them in the playoffs as well. So having him as a reserve is huge. And having another guy who can play defense at a high level in Keon as well. Like, they got guys that really double down on their identity as a unit. So I would also say here. And guess what? Even if all this doesn't work and they choke and everything's bad, James Harden you can get off of fast, I feel like. So I don't hate it for them.
Yeah, honestly, the move that, like, honestly might be my favorite move of the deadline is not the Harden trade, but really the DeAndre Hunter trade. The fact that Cleveland was able to turn Hunter into 2 rotation pieces for a contract they no longer wanted, objectively just not a good contract. Hunter just straight up is just not worth the money he's making. But 2 rotation players, and you didn't have to give up any draft capital. The Kings sent draft capital to Chicago for some reason to absorb the Dario Saric contract. It's just like, honestly, magnificent work from Cleveland. The only thing I feel like Cleveland could have used for like their title at the deadline is like one more for quote unquote 5. I know they're going to stagger Mobley and Allen a great bit in the playoffs, and that's going to be fine. They just have a ton of smaller guys that are going to basically play 3. They already have a better DeAndre Hunter, and his name is Jalen Tyson. So they're cool at the 3. I think Keon and Sam Merrill are basically just like, you wish you could morph them into one basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, because Sam on offense has been amazing this year. We know what his defense is, and it's the opposite basically for Keon. It's like, if you could just morph them into that, that's the best backup 2 guard in the game. But yeah, I to the Harden point, I think he exactly the best case, the all-star Garland that we've seen in years past. That's basically what Harden's going to be for you right now. And to the point, it's like he does play the games. If nothing else, Harden's getting you through the regular season in a good way, securing like a top 3, top 4 seed that Cleveland desperately needs going into the playoffs. And then, yeah, playoff-wise, like, you got Harden and Schroeder who have been in so many series, in so many high-impact games. I feel way better about the mentality. I think Harden especially is going to put Mobley and Allen in good situations. And as long as they don't, piss on themselves like they have in previous playoff iterations, Cleveland's due for a deep run. That defense is going to be good enough, and they've got the firepower. So, yeah, overall, this might be the best.
Hey, Miss Lutos.
I think it's just they did exactly what they set out to do, and really didn't pay all that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I can't add much more than that. So salute to Cleveland. Was surprised that they ended up having to attach a pick. I feel bad for Garland. His toes must be cooked.
Yeah, it's gotta be bad.
But that said, Harden is truly, like, he's having a really good year, man. And he's building off of what he did last year when he flipped the switch and like kind of turned the corner. Because it was pretty nasty to start, but he was keeping them winning games, and his playmaking was really good. And then when Kawhi got back on the court, he started to score the basketball well again. And he has a lot of basketball left, seemingly. Obviously, he's old, so we know it'll end at some point. But he has a game that can age favorably. He gets to the free throw line, a big body guard, so he doesn't need speed. The quickness is enough. Subtle quickness has a good enough handle. And I don't think he's as good a shooter as he used to be, obviously, but is still a reliable shooter, and he takes such tough jumpers still at this stage of his career. You kind of have to, grade it on a curve. So, salute, man, salute. And I like Keon for sure, and Dennis, because Dennis will mess around and win them a playoff game or two. Like we saw what he did for Detroit. I think he was very instrumental in them winning one of the games they won last year. So.
Yeah, man. But good stuff on the Cavs. I don't think I've heard a collective group of people who watch basketball collectively praising the Cavs for some shit because they've been kind of like blah. I think for these last years, this is the team now where like I feel like I can really respect them, especially in the Eastern Conference. But there's other teams to get to. Let's get through this team quickly. Okay, not too long. The Bulls, who just have a graveyard of guards, they got Jaden Ivey, which is interesting. They traded away Kobe White to the Charlotte Hornets. How do we feel about the Chicago Bulls?
I was trying to fact check myself multiple times. I think they walked out of the deadline with, surely it has to be a record, 10 second round picks.
Yeah, they got a lot of second round picks. I will say that. Yeah.
Like that's insane. But I think they're gonna go into their own tier even with that. Rod just said 14 second round picks. I don't know how, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like they were in cryo, like the GM whole front office was in cryo, and then they woke up with 72 hours to go and said, all right, we're just going to do everything we can. I feel like, honestly, the amount of moves they made, they might have been the team to get Giannis. Like, I think if you gave them 12 more hours, they would have just put everything together and somehow made a package come out of nowhere. Yeah. Right. I don't get it. Like, I get it. Some of these guys are expiring money. Like Anthony Simons, it's cool, whatever. Sexton will move on. But like, why? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know how they have like 9 guards. So you're just gonna play 30 games of everyone out there is just 6'4".
AAU small ball basketball, baby. Here
100%.
we go.
I mean, good luck. Yeah. I mean, they've got pieces. I just think like they've gotta get a splash in this draft. You got to convert some of those seconds and some other salary into people. So, like, can you move off of Patrick Williams? I don't know, like you sell a Coro on something. Ivy, I think, is an amazing flyer. He's a player I feel like has been. I think he's. Detroit gave up on him a year too early for me personally. I get it. They got their own money to worry about, but I really think Ivy is still a player that can turn into like a really cool combo guard for a team. So I don't know if it's Chicago long term, but I think Chicago's right for taking the flyer on him. But yeah, just weird. Like 14 second round picks, but 0 home runs. So, I mean, they were active. That much I can say.
Are we going to say they're in the Bulls Heat Hawks play-in tier?
I think they have to be. Like maybe Pacers? Like, did they take any fat losses? Like, yes, this season's cooked, but they knew that too. Like 14 second rounders is technically like a win. Like they are assets.
Yeah, I think that's underselling it a bit because also to the point that you were making with the players they picked up, they can be flipped. They can get some value out of any iteration of the guys. And if they decide, hey, like the flyer they took on Jaden, if they decide, hey, this is the guy we believe in and he's playing well enough and we feel like he's a good fit for Chicago, okay, we hit there. And I mean, talk about hitting at such a low risk, high reward play there. And then you look at guys like Anthony and Colin, I'm sure they can be flipped at some point for some value for sure. So I'm more prone to say Brad Stevens tier.
The only L that I'll say I have with them is they traded a lot of players, in my opinion, should have been traded a year or two earlier for more value. Ayo DeSumo is a good ass player. Okay, he's a good ass player, and to give him away for that, I'm like, oh my goodness. Same could be said for last year when they traded Zach LaVine. Could have probably got more from him if you traded him. So like, I'll say this: at least they finally made some moves because they don't really do shit at all. I would say during deadlines, they did something. Because of that, Wes, I wouldn't put him Brad Stevens, but I could be talked into the Pacers tier because Ivy legitimately could pop. And their goal is just get a whole bunch of young players in here. We need one of y'all to pop. We know we're going to be ass. That's fine. But we're going to be a competitive ass. We're going to at least be in the mix at the end. So I don't hate it for Chicago. They did something, you know?
Yeah. I really wish Kobe White could have been turned into a first round pick. I think I would have been really cool with... I could be talking to Brad Stevens as well if they gotten one first back. If you have just got one first, it could be down the line, but like just one first. Because it just looks so bad. You shipped out all these players. You're telling me like the Sumu and White are like they're good enough. That they're key rotation pieces or starters on competent teams.
Yeah.
I just wish, you could have turned that into like one more, probably usable contract. That's ultimately what you're thinking of when you're thinking of the picks. I don't know. But the Ivy I think was like the Ivy pickup I think is slick. I think that really could be a cool one.
Okay. Let's go to a fun team. The Utah Jazz. This is a team that has been known for just not playing people to blatantly tank at the end. And they actually were buyers at the deadline, getting Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Memphis Grizzlies. What are your thoughts on what they did?
I think Utah is going to be a fun little team next year. Keontae George's development. I think, they got some defensive help in Triple J. They've been one of the worst defenses in the league. I think he'll assist with that. I'm interested in the, Triple J, Laurie, 4 or 5 minutes. That'll be fun offensively for them. 3 first-round picks you gave up for Triple J, essentially. I don't know. It's funny because like Danny Ainge is known to be like the stingy guy, and then 3 first rounders for Triple J. You spent a pick a J? That's crazy. He's not worth that in my opinion. I'm sorry. However, I do like them, they're gonna be good. So I don't know how to like counter that or whatever, because they're gonna be a good team. But I do think they paid a pretty penny for.
I appreciate the sub, IGD.
Yeah, I feel like they gave up quite like the package for Triple J was still surprising. I didn't think it would go for that much, especially the draft capital. I do feel like I do like the team a lot more. I think what's just so weird about Utah is they have been in this tanking mode, and even the players that we think could be pretty good have taken turns being like beyond stinky. So it's making it tough to envision them actually like being serious for a whole season. But the guard rotation looks solid. Like Keontae and Isaiah, I think, are just 2 very competent offensive guards. Isaiah being like a downhill merchant, passing the ball, creating opportunities for second units is cool. We know what Keontae's been doing as a scoring, one, I think is really nice. Laurie, Triple J, and then whenever Walker's there, that's a huge front court. Yep. That's a huge front court. You're going to be getting rebounds against literally every single team in the association. And then on top of that, you've got Ace Bailey, who is your wild card. Like, if he pans out as like a really good scoring forward, this is a legit playoff team. This could be a legit playoff team. And then guys like Vince Williams, Cody Williams, definitely Bryce Sensabaugh, who's been like really, really good. Like, that's a really nice rotation. You've got legit 10 players you can play on any given night and feel pretty good about it. So yeah, can this team be serious now? Like, you've got the players, you gave up assets, you've got definitely the rotation guys. So I'm definitely intrigued. I'm intrigued. I do think this could be a playoff team next year. But I'm very curious to see how they play out the rest of the season because, like, you got to assume they're still gonna stink, to try and get one more piece.
Yeah, I'll make mine quick. I don't like bigs that can't rebound. I have disliked watching Jared Jackson play basketball for a long time now. I think he's a pretty shit offensive player, but the skill set is there. Like he has the idea and mold to do certain things. He's been having a productive stretch so far at the tail end, I think, of this season. I think what's important to highlight is they also got, I think, Vince Williams as well. He's pretty solid. In my opinion, the issues I have with Jaren Jackson Jr. are going to be minimized if you put two bigs next to him. And I think that works out. If anything, I kind of feel like having him maybe shift into a 3 at times might be more beneficial for him than having to be like a full-on 5 all the time. So I don't hate it. It's still confusing in terms of like what they'll be because they're not that great of a team. Those picks are not crazy value picks. It just says picks, right. but like they're not like heavily unprotected. So to me, I don't hate it for them. They had to get better at some point. They've been bad for like a minute, so we'll see what they can do with it. But I think I would put them, maybe Pacers franchise. I don't think it's a mid move they made. I wouldn't put them in the mid tier.
No, definitely not mid tier. You got usable players and gave up a pretty reasonable amount of assets. Like, I do want to say, so what they sent out to player wise, I think the only player that I really do think could turn into something is Taylor Hendricks. I think that's a forward who could have a long NBA career. Respect to Slow-Mo, that's a cool player, but his best days are behind him. George Niang got bought out immediately, so that tells you what, shout out to him.
Not NBA player.
Yeah, exactly. And then like Walter Clayton he's a cool guard, but if I'm not mistaken, he's on the older side and he's small. So it's like making sure, oh no, he's only 22. I thought he was a little bit older, but like, so he could be something. I just think his ceiling isn't crazy. And with the fact they already had Keontae and Isaiah, I'm sure they took that into account. So yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I'll go Pacers franchise here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Brad Stevens. I really like the move. I am a believer in adding anybody who is mid-20s and very good defensively on a team that could use it, that has size as well, and has the ability to keep 5-out spacing. Everything they wanted to do, like he fits the mold of everything they want to do in Utah.
That's true.
You can play the way that they play. Nothing has to change for Jaren. Maybe the fact that Jaren likes to slow down a little bit in the half court, but yeah, that's okay. If you got to take a few possessions a game to give him a touch so he can try to back down on somebody who's small with his nasty offense and, try to go get a bucket, okay, so be it. But for everything else he adds, I think it was worth it. And I think the future, understanding that obviously this is a huge sign of confidence in Keontae and trusting that, hey, he's going to be this. And he may not, maybe it's not that far, but look, he's a good player and we want to move forward with him. You got to shore up every part of your defense that you can. And going to get Jaren and bringing Walker Kessler back next year absolutely does that for them. So salute, man. I like it. I say Brad Stevens tier. And I didn't even realize they picked up Vince Williams in the deal, which I agree with. Gifted. That's another good little key piece. Nothing too crazy, but will add to your depth. A very playable, hooper. He can see minutes nightly. And I think it's also cool to have some more veterans around Ace.
Yeah.
Because I believe in Ace, as long as he can play consistent basketball, because, he's had some start-stops this year. But he seems to really be finding his way and his groove.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that convinces me. I'm cool, I think, with Brad. I think for those reasons.
We want to go ahead and just give our assessment of what we think Memphis did because they're on the other end of this.
Let's do that real quick. Let's do that real quick too. Yeah. They blowing this shit up. I can't believe
absolutely
how far Ja Morant has fallen from absolute icon to they can't trade him because nobody won his ass. Crazy. But they now have, I think, 13 first round picks now.
I think over the next 3 years, something like that.
Yes. Yep.
I like that for Memphis.
I thought it was 7 or 5, rather 5. I thought.
Yeah,
it was
they have 13 over the next 7 years.
Oh no, it was 7. Wow. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, 13 over the next 7 years. They tied OKC.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
No. OKC has 13 first round picks.
Because we gave one away. We'll get there though.
Yeah. Okay, so then where will we put Memphis in this? Because I like their move that they made, honestly.
The only thing that could hold them because they weren't able to get rid of Lil Thug, so maybe that brings them down a little bit.
I wouldn't even put that on Memphis though. That's on Ja.
I was exactly.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't
That's
know.
really it's not their fault. Yeah, I feel like
them leaking the Miami Heat talks. Some of that is on them. Like going to Miami and saying, "Look, they threw out a package of." They were like, "We'll take Jaime or Khalil, throw in, I think it was Wiggins and a first round pick." Just 2 months ago or a month ago, Shams told the entire world teams are not willing to send a first round pick for Ja. And Memphis is okay with not receiving a first round pick. But then you go in the talks and you ask for a first round pick. I don't know, but go ahead, real talk. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh no, yeah, I would give Memphis. Memphis to me would be around Pacer to Brad, just depending on how negatively you look at Ja still being on the roster right now.
I think I'd put them above Chicago, so they can be. Okay. I'd put them last in Brad Stevens personally.
Like right here. Okay.
Yeah. Either top of Pacers or back of Brad.
Cool. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it, man. The Houston Rockets. I wanted to bring them up. I'm letting Real Talk get first dibs on this. You knew it was coming.
Please tell me you have a soundboard.
I don't, unfortunately.
Man.
Damn.
We need a bit. We need something, man.
I'm going to have to add that shit.
The Rockets, man. Yeah, so they didn't really do anything. So they're already at Pelinka at the highest, just off rip, right?
Yeah.
But, clearly saying that I've been saying for months, any of these like playoff contending teams that needed a point guard, go get Dennis Schroeder. Go get Dennis Schroeder. Go get Dennis Schroeder. I said that for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Saying that for Houston. And they didn't get a point guard. And so they suck. So I don't really know where else to put them besides Pelinka and Sacramento. Because they've decided that they're really going to move forward with Amin Thompson and Reed Shepherd handling the ball. Or a can't dribble with any kind of pressure, Kevin Durant. So we're here.
So listen, someone in chat said Lonzo's available. Yes. Add another guard that can't shoot on that team. The passing is cool, but he's really has not been that good this season.
Yeah, Gifted and I did mention the Cam Thomas potential, I guess is there.
That's true.
That's
possible.
Yeah.
But having said that, that will not affect their grade right now because they did not know that that Brooklyn was going to waive him. So, I feel like it has to be Pelinka. Look, they built a pretty cool team here, but it was a team that was already at risk. Like, again, maybe this sounds like it's hindsight, but, walking into the season with Jayshawn Tate, Tari Eason, DFS, Josh Okogie, and Jabari Smith was probably not the greatest idea when you clearly needed some kind of shooting / guard competency behind it. It sucks. Look, if Fred was here, I said this to Gifted, if Fred was here, I'd be looking at this team completely differently. And I feel like we'd be looking at them differently too, because Reed as a second unit guard sounds a whole lot better. Thompson being like off the ball a little bit more, but like getting some reps in there in between, way cooler. But sadly, Fred's not here, and that is biting them very hard right now. So I think they're Pelinka. It's like, I get it. They had to make multiple moves to even try to get a guard, but they should have did something. This is kind of like their best window right now.
Okay, Wes, any thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I guess Pelinka is fine, the do nothing tier. But they really deserve an F. But the name is fitting, so Pelinka, salute. But yeah, we don't have too much time, but I can't wait to kick their backs in on the next episode.
We'll definitely
Houston
do that.
fans have talked a lot of trash, man.
I was gonna say this is definitely a team we need to talk about next episode. If it wasn't the
100%.
deadline episode, we got to be talking about Houston for sure.
Oh well, that's too bad.
Well,
you're gonna be here for it, bud. You got to wrap up.
let's go to another team in Texas. The Dallas Mavericks with the generational player Cooper Flag, who flipped Anthony Davis for 4. Is what I'm gonna say. How do we feel about the Dallas Mavericks?
How many first round picks did they get back in that deal again?
Let me double check. I'm looking right now.
It's 3, but only 1 is really going to convey, I think.
Yeah.
But I think they have 3 on paper. But 1 has crazy protections. It has to fall between like 5 and 9. Anywhere, if it's 1 through 4 or 10 to the end of the draft, I don't think they get it. So, or maybe not 10 to the end. I think it's like 1 through 4 and then 10 to 20 or something like that. So, but Gifted will let us know.
I'm looking right now.
I was gonna say, aside from the big move, they didn't have anything else in the margins, right? I'm looking. I think it was just
they didn't move anyone else.
So they got the 2026 first round pick for OKC, 2030 first from Golden State, 3 second rounders, 26 Phoenix, 27 Chicago, and 29 Houston. Are the picks?
I'm very lost on what they're doing with Kyrie Irving as well.
Yeah, they didn't move Kyrie.
I would have just assumed they should have traded him. But I know there was a report coming out saying that he may not play like the totality of this season. I think that was probably leaked by his camp to just signal don't trade for me. Probably is what I think. Kyrie Irving probably could play basketball post All-Star break if he wanted to. But got rid of AD. So that has to be a plus because we're saying, hey, bump all that winning with the vet shit. It's Cooper's team. Like
it's time.
We're here.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think that should have came with trading Kyrie as well. But I would have him around I don't know. Maybe behind Memphis in front of the Bulls. I don't know.
I feel like
no, I was gonna say, like, I feel like this is a fine move. Like, sure, the OKC first is gonna be pretty low, but like, it's still a first in this draft. You want to add like another like young body. I'm fine with the Kyrie not being moved. Whether that was his camp like influencing more. Either way, trading Kyrie right now would have been selling low, obviously, which is not great. Honestly, there's a world where Kyrie could hoop like in the future with Dallas. Like, I don't think it's impossible that, he gets healthy. Coop finally gets to go like back to being a little more off ball than he probably should be long term. And then like, again, this isn't like a terrible team. Like next season healthy, that is. Right now they suck. But they've got rotation pieces. Like Coop is developing. They've got other guys. And then you add like a at least fringe all-star guard. We hope with Kyrie when he's back 100%. That's cool. I think that's good development. What's up?
My only thing though with that is if we're willing to wait and see and bet on Kyrie Irving because they do have like some good rotation pieces, then why trade Anthony Davis? And why not just wait until next year? because Cooper
Because
Flag
he's
is going to be a
fat
year
and
better.
he never plays basketball.
It's a
He's
more
I was
fat.
gonna-
severe injury
I
status
was
with
gonna-
Anthony
I think
Davis.
I think it's
Alright.
Would be
different.
why.
It's time. It is over, dude. And I'm not saying it's over like he
It's
won't
over.
ever be a good. I'm not saying it's over like he won't ever be a valuable player again. Like he can still play basketball, but I just don't think it made sense for their timeline. Yeah, and just to like, you already have another big who's never healthy and lively. Not
Correct.
doing that with AD too, bro. Like, and someone who's looking for a payday, because that's the other thing. AD's looking for a payday.
And
Yeah. I was gonna say that this is financial freedom.
Yeah.
Plus, it opens up the doors of like the potential who they could bring in. Because if they get a good pick, like they're like an own good pick, right? And then they, not that this guy would fall to him more than likely, but a Caleb Wilson, I'll use as an example, who's like a really good, big in this upcoming draft. If you had to take like your good pick and stick him behind AD, Gafford, Lively, PJ, like you don't want to hurt the development. Coop is like playing the 1 right now, but he's not long term. He's going to be a 3, quite possibly a 4. So I feel like this just gives them the freedom of, letting the young team kind of like take over. But the add of keeping Kyrie is like an actual guard who knows what he's doing with the ball. So I think it makes sense. And I feel like it's not a terrible haul for AD. And it's probably, AD didn't want to go to Washington, apparently. But I feel like it's better for Davis going somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm cool with I would say Pacers franchise, mainly because we can't kill them for the shitty dumbass moves they made before this to put them in this spot. But you have to get out the spot. Ultimately, the value for AD was very, very low. Keeping him on this roster beyond this deadline would have did really bad for them, I think. And finding a buyer is good. So I'll leave him here. I don't want to gas it up too much because they fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? But let's get over to the next team, though, man. We got to get to the Wizards, who in one offseason built a better team around Trae Young than the Hawks have since they went to the conference finals. How y'all feel about that?
Interesting. I'll say interesting. Yeah, I feel like this is a year too early. I didn't mind the Trae trade. Because I think like worst case scenario, a good passing point guard, passing to guys that may not know how to like create their own shot. It's not a bad thing. That's cool for Sar. AD, yeah, we just said AD wants to get paid long term, and I don't even think he wants to do it in Washington anyway. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But on paper, the roster got a lot cooler. I feel like AD and Sar is a really cool defensive front court. But I feel like Washington kind of like, lost control of the whip a little bit. They got excited that, they hit a good stretch of road, and then they went and looked on their phone, and now they're spitting out. Because I think this is going to get really messy, like next deadline.
I think that's very possible. For me personally, I'm higher on them on this list, mainly because they didn't really have to give up real assets to get Anthony Davis and Trae Young, and this team has been easily one of the biggest piece of dog shit teams. And the best part is, because they got 2 severely injured players, they get to tank and get a potential top 5 pick in this draft. So, like, I like the vision, and like I think they're building up for a kind of accelerated, I would say, off season. Sar next to AD makes a ton of sense defensively. This is also one of the worst defensive teams in the association, and I just like to build for a Trae Young type of team more. So I think Real Talk does hate it. Let's see how Real Talk feel. How you feel about this, Real Talk?
No, I don't hate it. This is Sam Presti level of GMing that they did for the reasons that you gave. They didn't really give up anything. I don't like. Yeah. You got 2 all-star caliber players, and you gave up none of your young players, like none of your young assets. And bare minimum, how I'm seeing, I think they're operating on the level of, okay, bare minimum, if Trae Young, one of the 2, or hopefully both, are performing but it doesn't seem to be meshing well with the young players or whatever. Okay, we can trade them again. Like I don't think like they're looking at Trae Young or AD as any kind of like a long-term assets here, in my opinion. Maybe Trey, maybe. But yeah, I think for the short term, I'm going to be very interested in them next year with, like you said, Alex and AD. Alex is a 5 that can shoot. So AD can do his I want to be a 4 gimmick.
And Trey can
Or
shoot
probably
too.
AD is going to be the 5 and Alex is going to be the 4. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like their team, man. I think they're going to be if Trey Young can't find a way
We got to talk about that.
to be viable defensively with this unit, then damn it, I don't know if there's a unit you can. I don't even know if OKC can do it because he's going to be out there with Anthony, Alex, Bilal. Okay,
yeah,
you're gonna have to do like a 6'9" plus nigga, and
you
then
got,
Keyshawn.
but,
Like,
yeah,
bro, if you can't stay on the court with them, I don't know. Trey.
See,
I really don't.
I was gonna say a more efficient offensive player with the talent he's playing with now, but that's a fair thing to point out.
Yeah,
too.
that too.
Yeah. How you feel about this, Wes?
I couldn't unmute. My fault. Great. I think they hit it out the park. This is how you buy low.
Yes.
Yep.
Low
100%.
risk, high reward. They protected all of their young players and also like their draft picks. They haven't traded their picks. So I mean, great job. And you know who they learned from? Sam Presti. So that's what I'm going.
Cool.
It's like, hey, if we hit a home run, we're good. If we have it, we suck as usual. Like,
yeah, so who really care? Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
I
just think the biggest thing that I just think the biggest thing that really deserves more credit though is they got 2 players that are so hurt they have the perfect excuse to still be ass and get a top 5 pick.
Literally, I was just about to say, and they're still in the DP sweepstakes because the 2 players they traded for never play basketball.
Correct.
And if they land DP and compare, oh my gosh, bro!
I've been watching him
We're
more.
looking at a Wizard
nice.
East, special stuff, man. So I look forward to it.
Cool. Since we've been saying Sam Presti a lot, let's get to the Sam Presti move that he rarely makes, where she traded a first, and some more assets, and got Jared McCain at a time where this OKC Thunder team is going through a lot of player injuries. Derek, I'm gonna let you lead this, and then we go in the West as Philadelphia and OKC fans. How we feeling?
Yeah, I'm not thrilled. We'll just lump Philly in real quick in their little thing. Hang the banner. We dodged the tax again. Shout out. Love supporting my hometown billionaires. It's great. I'm so glad we get to hold on to their purse and make sure they do not pay a lick for owning a sports team. Shout out to OKC. I think this was a good example. I mean, people might say it's buying high on Jared. I'd argue like the contract they're getting is worth the pick. It's a Houston first, so there's a good chance it's going to be outside the lottery. A great chance it's going to be outside the lottery. And then 3 second-round picks, and we've talked about already. The Thunder have more than enough. They're not worried about draft capital. So buying, in my opinion, pretty low on a guard that fits the team's scheme and is at worst just a great contract. So W for OKC, fat ass L for Philly. But hey, we dodged the tax. So sweet.
Where'd you want to put Philadelphia?
Off the chart.
Oh shit.
No, dead ass. It's an F because it's worse. You gave up depth and lost an actual asset. It would have been better if they fell asleep.
It's unfortunate for Derek Appeal right now, taking an L to OKC, also taking an L to Austin Reeves, the guy who he's been trying to shat on.
Hey, anybody want Kelly Oubre? Dead ass. Like I will buy a plane ticket.
Lay him.
Because it was 6-on-4 last night. Real talk. He threw on a Laker jersey, I guess, in the fourth quarter because he thought he was playing offense for y'all. That's how bad it was. But go
God.
ahead, Wes. How you feel about your new TikTok superstar?
I'm ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic. We believe in diverse personalities. We're very eclectic when it comes to the human beings that we house. And I've heard we have some pretty nice clubs out there for him that fit his
All
scene.
right.
So I hope they do right by the boy.
Him and Jada gonna be
Um,
twins.
quite possible, but I'm really, 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 really thankful. Like all trolls aside, I'm really, really thankful that Sam did something, and then the something he did, to Derek's point, cost control. I cannot speak highly enough about getting a player who's cost controlled, especially in our cap situations. Like I think we're losing Dort because we're just going to be priced out, things of that nature, and understanding what's coming down the pike to get another player, second year guy, who I think has loads of potential still. He doesn't have to be a star. If he can come here and shoot 44% on catch and shoot threes like he did in Philly, open catch and shoot threes, sky's the limit because he'll see the court and he's not great defensively, but he tries. There's effort there. And our infrastructure, I think, will put him in better positions anyway, consistently, because he'll have a lot of coverage and a lot of people who will make up for where he lacks. And then he can play on ball and off ball offensively. So no worries, man. Salute. I'm a happy fan, man. Sam is doing right by us as a fan base.
And for that reason, I put OKC in the separators here. But real talk, you haven't talked at all. Give us your thoughts on this real quick.
I mean, just Philly doing Philly things. I'm not really surprised, Rookie of the year going in year 2. I mean, I just is what it is. Shout out to OKC. Got exactly what they needed: some shooting, some spacing. He actually, funny enough, I know he had been struggling this year, but he actually started picking it up right before they traded him.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
Sure
gonna
did.
say.
well.
Sure did.
Sure was.
So again, Philly doing Philly things, man. Salute.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get to another two teams quickly that had some traction. The Clippers, which we haven't talked about, got Garland back, but they also traded Zubac to the Pacers. I had a tweet about this. Zubac playing next to Tyrese Halliburton, he's going to be eating very, very well next season. So I love that for their team. For the
I
Clippers,
mean,
I
he was
just think
just
they're
playing
blowing
with
that shit
James
up.
Harden. Like,
Exactly. More caviar. In that
mm.
system, by the way, because they run and gun a lot, so he's gonna get a lot of easy looks. I think even more than he was getting on the Clippers. But how do we feel about the Clippers?
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, the Clippers side. I guess I'd have to see, like, because the Clippers in a weird spot. They have a couple of, like, I won't call it flyers. Garland's definitely not a flyer. That's just a good player that you hope stays healthy, but could very easily be 20-10 comfortably in LA. The flyer they took is Mathurin. I'm not out on Mathurin yet. That's I think like an appropriate deal for Zoo. He could be a future, wing for them. The thing about Mathurin that just didn't fit with Indiana was the quick decision making. So hopefully in like this system with Lou, they can just get him moving a little bit more. But then Garland is going to be there to like make the decisions. Like that's why I think kind of hurt Mathurin this year. It's like I think he was getting better the tail end of the run last year. But then with Hallie out, like the quick decision maker was not there. So the whole team kind of suffered. So I don't know. I feel like Mathurin, that's a cool flyer. They got a couple of good firsts from Indy. I think it's going to be worth it. But yeah, the Clippers have just not fully committed to rebuild because Kawhi's still there. And I feel like I don't know if you guys heard about like the Kawhi might still get suspended reports.
Yeah.
Like,
which might have been why they traded
Kawhi's
Harden.
still there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Kawhi finna shut it down. Kawhi's not playing. Kawhi's not playing the second half of this season. That's what I'm projecting. I don't think he's playing more than 10 games in the second half of the season.
Well, like the aspiration thing, to J2 in the chat, like I don't know if that's actually coming down, if anything's coming of it, but yeah, the Clippers are staring down the barrel of another rebuild. But I don't know, not terrible. I feel like it was a solid move. And yeah, the Harden return, like you can say you got an all-star back, a young all-star back. So
yeah,
that's something.
The other thing that the chat did point out, which is very important, they have a Pacers pick from this year. If that pick falls between 5 through 9, they get the pick. If it's 1 through 4, it's protected. That's actually pretty good value, but the Pacers are blowing this shit the fuck up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love what the Pacers did because they're pretty much the worst team in the league. I'm pretty sure Pascal is gonna shut it down very, very soon, and they're just gonna revel in being shit. But having Zubac next season with a potential top 5 draft pick, I mean, bro, I can't say enough about them. I would argue damn near might be right back to the finals. We'll see. I don't know, but I like it. I'll put the Clippers in like Pacers franchise. Is that fair to y'all?
I think that's fair.
Sure.
Not a bad haul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will put, I think the Pacers damn near Sam Presti. I know every team can't be Sam Presti, but it's like you got Zubac, who's so perfect for how your team plays, which kind of makes me feel like if they do get a high pick, they're going AJ.
I'm actually not with you on that thought concept. Like, I think Zubac is going to be good there, but last time we saw Indiana and them operating at a very high level offensively was with the 5-out concept, and that was a value
That's
of
a good
Miles
point.
Turner being able to shoot threes from all over the court. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they're going to be. I'm sure they're still going to be an elite offense. It's just it is going to be different.
It'll be different
how they've been operating. So I just want to see.
Yeah. I just think the difference is while it won't be 5-out as much, I do think the screens and like the size on the glass rebounding wise, giving them multiple looks offensively is a dangerous thing. And I think Zubac can add that. Plus I just think Zubac is just an overall better player, arguably on both ends than Miles Turner. So just plugging that into their system is cool. And they traded Ben for something. And it made sense. So I don't hate that. But we can put them in Brad. I'm fine with that. They don't have to be like all the way at the top. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. The reason I think they're also out of the Presti is because of the protection. It is a kind of a serious gamble. Like the lottery has been cruel to teams in the past. So that pick could very well convey where they could really use it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So if they get screwed and that pick does actually go, because if they were able to keep the pick for sure,
yeah,
then I feel like it's a no-brainer. But there's the chance they do have to pass it to LA.
Fair. Well, let's get to one of the hottest teams in basketball, a team that I was always in the FC of, never gave up. Shout out to the Charlotte freaking Hornets, man. The roster getting reps, the young players getting the reps to play together, looking fantastic.
Interesting.
Brandon Miller is finally having his best season. It looked really shaky. It looked shaky though because of the injuries. But also LaMelo Ball is playing good basketball. He's playing winning basketball
leading the
right
number
now.
one offense in the league the past.
Solid.
Oh, look at there.
Solid.
You mean to tell me when LaMelo has actual teammates and he's not out there playing with Taj Gibson in 2025? Man, oh my goodness. It looks like he can pass and play, make a little bit, huh? He's scaled down the scoring aggression as well, huh? Getting the teammates involved. Hey, Con, run off your screen, but I got you.
Shout out to Con
Brandon Miller, run with me. I got you loud. Musa, huh? Pick a road. Hey, finish some. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LaMelo Ball, man. I always knew you were a serious basketball player in a serious situation. You know what I'm saying? He's a good basketball player. It's a good basketball player.
And that team that bailed off of their momentum, unlike a lot of teams, traded Colin Sexton for Kobe White. How are we feeling about their deadline, fellas?
Very good deadline. I think they got a player that better fits their scheme. And as much as I love Sexton, wasn't really fitting for whatever reason. And I feel like Kobe White's just going to fit a lot better. Kobe's been trapped in a tough situation in the past couple of years. And so as he's grown and gotten better, Chicago just hasn't. So he does have a great opportunity in Charlotte. Like that offense is absolutely lethal. So it's cool. I think it's a masterclass because their front line's still beyond sus. But for what Charlotte's trying to accomplish this year, I think it's a good trade. I think good deadline.
How are you feeling, Wes?
Yeah, likewise. This is a team that's ascending, and they decided to strike while the iron was hot, and bolster the roster and try to make a playoff push. And I support it. And I think, probably won't get too high in the standings, but that they've got some matchups if they can get in the offs that are kind of favorable. Favorable is a little strong.
Detroit.
But they have some matchups.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, they have some matchups I wouldn't mind if I'm Charlotte. If they can.
If you don't get back as a defensive unit, or you ain't got no switchable pieces,
I would actually argue
you might run your ass off the court for real.
I would actually argue, even if you have a good defense, if you don't shoot enough threes and your offense isn't that good, it's going to be a long ass series for you too. So interesting. Where would we put them? The top tier or like Brad Stevens to y'all?
No, I don't think they whatever they have like no crazy deadline to me. Like it was a good move, but
okay,
I think Pacers. Yeah, I think the Pacers. I think they're last in Pacers, personally, but I think it was cool. Kobe White's definitely nothing to sneeze at.
I probably put him over.
Nah, if Kobe White can get back to being, the shooter that he typically is, I mean, my goodness, how do you guard these niggas?
That shit go get.
Hey man.
Yeah. Well, we don't have much time before Derek has to go, so I might as well give him the crash out. Let me add a row below. X out. Hang on, let me type this in correct. So I'll zoom down so y'all can actually see this shit. All right. Golden State Warriors. Ass spent a lot of time pump faking, capping. Spent multiple years saying that the picks were saving for Giannis, and maybe you can make something happen off season. I don't buy it. What about your offer changes for Giannis? Pretty much nothing. You have your picks, which is cool, but you traded for Porzingis, who has super. Can't say that, but y'all know what he might have. He fits the scheme. He could play really well as a Warrior, but the upside of the ceiling is not there at all. He is not a healthy player, and I'm tired of this old ass team continually getting older. We finally traded Kuminga, but for fucking what? I really put them at the bottom. I detest and despise this front office to a very high capacity. Steph is still playing well, and it doesn't really mean shit for this season, even though this team might be able to still make the playoffs. For what? Like, it's very black. And also, Draymond has been deplorable to watch. Offensively, he's been creating more and more and more every season. That shit is looking really, really bad. We've had lineups where we flat out just look better without him on the floor. This team is very depressing, but I'm gonna still watch every single game because I'm not a bitch. Y'all can go.
Valid crash out. Yeah, I think Golden State should. Golden State torturing a poor soul in Jonathan Kuminga for as long as they have, just to offload him for Porzingis to
crazy work, man.
I don't know, is still employed. It really is. It really is upsetting. And I'm glad you touched on the Draymond stuff because it's a struggle to watch your team gifted when Draymond is there. And I got my hopes up for a second, thinking that Draymond might be on the move. So yeah, it really, really tough outing. Real shame from where Golden State was to what they are right now.
Yeah.
And so now, you know what y'all have to deal with now? Now y'all have to deal with a Draymond on your roster who knew y'all wanted to trade him.
He said he was cool with it.
So, oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm so sure. I'm so sure.
Whatever's best for the team.
Good luck with that.
You know.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tough.
Yeah. Very shitty team. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves who traded Mike Conley, got Mike Conley back, and got Ayo. First, I just think Ayo fits everything that team is in every way. I love that pickup for them. It's a great move for them.
Absolutely great move. I think that puts them. They're in the tier now with OKC and Denver. Now they might be the worst of that group.
Okay,
but they're in that tier now. Like they're that good. I'm very high on Minnesota. Same kind of reasons I'm high on the Knicks. I feel like they're very similar to. It's just a lot of good players on those rosters, bro. Like
I feel you, KB.
At some point, it's just like whether you want to go to them schematically, they're not doing this. Maybe sometimes the effort level is up and down. But you just look at that roster, Rudy Gobert is still playing like a DPOY candidate. Julius Randle, for all of I think
best
at
season.
This point, we kind of have to acknowledge Julius Randle is actually like a good basketball player.
Yeah.
Naz Reid is really good off the bench.
Overrated.
Dante does his 3-and-D 2-guard thing or whatever. Jaden McDaniels is phenomenal. He's having a phenomenal career year, shooting 45.5% from 3 right now. Anthony Edwards is taking another step.
True. He's
scoring the ball on 3 levels like some other 2 guards I don't want to mention because that'll be a whole nother debate.
Oh shit.
But they're great. They're adding DeSumo to that, which getting the guard, that's kind of been the one position of need. Right, because you've been going out there with like Mike Conley, who's respect the mic, but it's time to hang it up, brother. It's you're done. You're kind of cooked. Who else they've been throwing out there? Like a Jaden Clark. They've been missing Nickeil Alexander.
They finally traded Rob Dillingham too.
That's really what it is. They've been missing Nickeil, and they've got a Nickeil replacement.
Right.
That's basically what they did.
Right.
Salute.
Yeah, bad process because they're gonna end up paying Ayo around what Nickeil got, and he's just like Nikhil's a better player. So I'll say bad process from the Nickeil standpoint, but I like the pickup, and it'll be really interesting to see how quickly he can acclimate because obviously role players limited role, a more limited role, but still. It's an adjustment, new city, new team, just trying to figure out how quickly he can acclimate before the playoffs. And if he can get comfortable, man, oh man, like real talk might be on to something with that tier 1. Because despite what their record is, I legitimately think they're better than Houston and LA.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even question that. I don't even question that.
Wait, so like we would all put them at tier 1 or the top of tier 2?
I would say Minnesota is tier 1 as a team, not the trade.
As a team. Because I would trust them over the Spurs in the playoff series as it stands right now.
Okay.
Because the Spurs just don't have the experience.
They're so much better offensively as well. That's going to be the Spurs' downfall, by the way, in the playoff setting.
Offense.
Too many people you can just like not guard. I don't know.
You mean to tell me the team with the guy from Houston? Sheesh.
That's not. He has to be guarded. We're not talking about him. We're not talking about that brother. I'm talking about them running mates, some Stephon Castles.
Self-check if I've ever seen anybody be self-check. He's self-check.
De'Aaron Fox?
Self-check.
Right. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Hey, listen. I can't wait for these playoffs. Real quick, I know Derek has to go. I'm assuming Minnesota in the Brad tier is fair because it was really just one move, but it was a very, very good move at that. So I will lean for the Brad tier. Real quick, this is a team that I don't think anyone has brought up yet. It'll be super fast. I would put the Pistons in Pelinka or Kings tier. You mean to tell me this team has been doing so good for the entire regular season? You trade Jaden Ivey, which is cool, but you bring in Kevin Huerter, who's just another shooter that can be had, I think, defensively. I don't really think they brought as much as they could have, and I think there's some real flaws in his team offensively.
Yeah, they were a little too quiet for me.
Get him out of here. Traded for a shooter that can't shoot. King's tier.
That's a good ass point. Yeah, man.
I was definitely disappointed. I thought Detroit kind of recognized how like open the East is this year. I thought they would have gotten something. I also feel like I get it. The fear is you have to pay Ivy after this year, but like I don't know. Like I thought he was coming back from injury. The numbers suggested like he was okay. I get it. He wasn't what you hope to be at this very second. But I don't know. Kind of early to just ship him out, and then I don't love the return.
Yeah, so, I don't even think they gave him 20 games post breaking his leg.
They didn't give him enough time, and like part of it was because a two-way player, which by the way, my GOAT, Dennis Jenkins, was playing so damn well. He just was outplaying Ivy, but they still didn't give him enough of a chance to me. Because I feel like the shot aspect Ivy can get to would have been good variance for like a playoff series. Variance matters a ton. So I don't know.
I'm a Jaden Ivey fan. Last season, I'm pretty sure it was either last season or this season. I had him as my MIP.
You did, yeah.
I see the vision with Jaden Ivey, so it is unfortunate that they gave him up because I think Jaden Ivey and K could have been a really good backcourt for years to come if they let that work out.
All right,
definitely.
I know Derek has to go. We can handle the rest of these. These are going to be very fast hitters. Any closing comments for you get out of here, Derek?
Look, just good to be back. I'm hoping we can do more of this. More often in the new year. But definitely crazy deadline. Great stuff. And despite my team just giving me the middle finger, excited for everyone else's. So, great stuff. Good chatting. We'll talk soon.
All right, bro. Salute to Derek. Let's transition quickly in the interest of time to Real Talk's team, the Los Angeles Lakers, who traded all of the remaining seconds for Luke Kennard, which is a good shooter on mediocre volume. How you feeling?
I like the move. We got rid of Gabe Vincent, so that was addition by subtraction alone. And then you add, I've been hearing this about like, oh, he doesn't shoot the ball unless he's wide open. Good thing he's going to be wide open next to Luka Doncic.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing he's about to be wide open. So he hits open shots. It's something that we've needed. Obviously, this isn't anything to, go to town about or anything because, it's Kennard. But you at least upgraded. Went from Gabe Vincent to Luke. He's a better player than Gabe Vincent. So I would put him or right behind Atlanta. I'm willing to do that.
The only thing that kills me is having to trade all your remaining second-round picks for a team that already didn't have that many assets to get Luke Kennard, who's a cool player, but is another player that, in my opinion, can really never play with Luka plus AR in a lineup in the playoffs like that. I get the shooting, like that's great, but your best lineups, I don't think can play significant minutes in, but he is an improvement over Gabe Vincent. I will say that 100%. So I'm a little torn. How do you feel?
I want JJ to just kind of with these rosters that he's been provided the last 2 years, just lean in one direction. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, hey, let's just be ass on defense, but unguardable. You know what I'm saying? Like, just choose a side. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Actually does make sense.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah, they have no pathway to be good defensively.
Right.
So when you recognize that and like realize that one move wouldn't make a difference there either, like unless you were going to get Jaden McDaniels or something crazy, which wasn't going to be available, you weren't going to get that anyway. So I like that take from Real Talk. I'll say 4 seconds for a guy who I think plays 15 minutes a night max, like unless he's just cooking, is a little steep in my opinion, and a guy who I don't think he'll ever close games. So it's interesting. It's interesting, but to Real Talk's point, strengthen the strength.
Right.
And to have someone you can rely on that he'll hit shots and the defense has to account for him, it means a lot. That does mean something because for the 12 to 15 minutes he's on the floor, you got to know where he is at all times on offense, and that's going to mean a lot. So, I'm cool with the Hawks tier
Okay.
or
Yeah.
beside the Hawks.
I'm not too mad. I'm not too mad at that. I'm not too mad at that. Oh, these teams are starting to get wicked now. Let's go to Orlando, a team that has been really putrid in different ways, but they're getting leaps from players. How do we feel about the Orlando Magic, fellas?
Did they do anything?
I don't think they did. I'm gonna double check real quick, but
it's just sad.
Orlando. Hang on, let me type this real quick. Orlando Magic trade deadline, because I think they did one thing this year. Let me see. The Orlando Magic had a relatively quiet 2026 NBA trade deadline, making one key move to get under the tax threshold by trading Tyus Jones to the Charlotte Hornets for cash considerations, a move that also freed up rookie Jace Richardson. That's all they did.
Hey, shout out to that though, like getting Jace on the court. That'll be nice. But yeah, man, Pelinka or Kings tier. I mean,
yeah, it's
one or
really
the other.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like King's tier is like you really fucked up. I think y'all just didn't really do shit. I would more so lean Pelinka tier.
So yeah, Pelinka. You know, if it's about you fucked up, we can go ahead and put that team to the far right over there.
Oh, yeah.
They might actually need to be in Golden State. I ain't gonna lie.
No, they actually might. No. I would argue this, right? The reason why they got to be Golden State is because the reports came out that they were in the lead over Golden State, you know, at a point in the Giannis talks, and they didn't do shit with that. I'm sorry. This is year, what is it? Number 8 or 9 real talk, where every time the Heat are gonna get this superstar player,
yeah, they're getting
and then
who doesn't want to live in Miami? Who doesn't want to live in Miami,
bro? I swear to God, yo, if I have to hear about these fucking state taxes again with Miami, every time a star about to go there, oh, the taxes are really good over here.
Heat culture.
Oh, heat culture too. I forgot.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. For you to be, your team is located in Miami, which has no state income tax and some of the baddest women on the planet, and you can attract multi-millionaire young men there, you are doing something horribly wrong. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they haven't landed not one of them, they can't get nobody over there, bro.
No, you're not wrong, bro.
That's a good point.
In Miami.
Yeah, that's tough.
Do you know how quick I would go to Miami if somebody offered me millions of dollars to come live in Miami? Are you crazy?
I hear you, bro. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a perfect place to put them, because they really did nothing. But by the way, they didn't even trade Tyler Hero. Now, maybe they'll revisit it in the offseason and we'll see where that goes, but they literally, like, the narrative that Pat Riley goes to sleep at trade deadlines is being proven more and more true every year. That's tough. Okay.
Oh, Geezer lost his fastball. That happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Denver Nuggets. I don't think we have talked about Denver yet. Denver, I don't think really did much of anything either.
They
did like they traded like some bench player for some cash consideration or something like that, but all in all, they didn't
probably some tax
do anything. Yeah, they're under 500 since Jokic been back.
I knew he was gonna say that. I will.
You didn't know that? Did you know that?
I did. I will say defensively,
it team is better than Jeez.
Y'all been hurt though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, tell him that. Tell your other co-host that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely have Denver as the best team in the league, without a shadow of a doubt. All that offensive talent, best player in the world, got to get it done.
I hate this nigga so much. Okay, it says
good agenda.
Great agenda. They traded Hunter Tyson in a 2032 second round pick to Brooklyn for a 2026. Yeah, they didn't really do much. I don't know what they were in position to do in general though. So it's like I don't know how we should rank them. Maybe Pelinka tier is fair for them.
Yeah, I feel like Pelinka tier really isn't like that. Like it has a negative connotation, but it's just like, I mean, if you didn't really do anything, some teams don't really need to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Denver didn't really need a move for real. For real, they have everything they need on their roster: shooting, defense, rebounding. Yeah.
Well, then, if you know what, they shouldn't go in that tier. Then they should really go Bulls, Heat, Hawks playing because it's just mid. Like you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Cool. Bears. Okay, how do we feel about Portland? Because I thought Portland was gonna make some type of move to maybe get Jaden because they have the Bucks picks, which they obviously would want back. They didn't really do, I think, much of anything either. But that team is already a very young team. They kept Drew Holiday, right? I think. Let me double check real quick to make sure.
They did.
Okay. Yeah, what did they do? I don't really remember seeing them in anything. Let me see. Portland.
Portland is a team that didn't do enough, in my opinion. They definitely should have been trying to get off Drew Holiday. But you know, maybe a tough sell because I do think he's like just coming back from injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But then he got cooked by Gillespie, so I don't know if that helped his market at that time.
So here it says the only move they made was for Vit Krejci from the Hawks, which is cool, but it's hard for me to criticize them as heavily because their entire roster is full of young players that need to develop. So it's like if you weren't gonna make a big splash for like a star player, I don't really know what else they should have done. I'm leaning either the end of the Hawks play-in tier or the end. Sorry, or the beginning of the Pelinka tier. How you feeling, Wes?
Mute again, but that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm cool with the Hawks.
Okay. So like probably at the end of Hawks.
Oh no, actually, what was their move? What was their move?
They traded for Vit Krejci from the Hawks.
From the Hawks. Yeah, I actually well sure, yeah, whatever. I was about to try to make an argument for Pelinka, but they did something, so sure.
Fair.
A little left-handed guy can shoot a little bit.
Okay, so
I'm surprised no veteran or like playoff team like put their hat in the ring for Drew Holiday from over there.
I was surprised at that, honestly, man, because there's a couple teams that could have used him.
Like I know he is a little pricey, but like,
he's fair.
What's the price of a championship? You know.
So I have another name here that is pretty critical. How do we feel about? Hang on, real quick. I'm gonna deal with that because we move really quick on the Get the Hoops channel. How do we feel about the Spurs, which are a contending team? They are one of the best teams in the league, but they didn't do anything. I'm not saying literally any move. Yeah, it says here the Spurs are one of 3 teams with Houston and Miami to make 0 trades.
Well, you know what that means. Oh, we put Houston in the Pelinka. See, you can put him in Pelinka, but
I think Pelinka might be fair.
Well, on the next episode, hopefully we dive deeper into the Spurs because I think they have just butchered this build around Wemby. The start to it doesn't mean it's over, but I just can't make sense of anything that they're doing. Okay, Stephon Castle is untouchable for Giannis. Freaking Jeremy Sohan can't be traded for Kevin Durant. It's just stuff that doesn't make sense that would clearly make your team better. Beside a generational player who I really question his longevity. I don't think Wemby's going to be great for 15 years. Not because he's not like good enough to be great for 15 years.
It's the health for you.
Yeah.
Right. I
And
understand.
that's crazy to me, bro. And we've never seen a 7'5" guy last forever. Like that's not how. Now he could be the anomaly, but man, I would be trying to maximize this window. And seeing as good as they are at this juncture, just to not try to do anything. And I take it back to the offseason. Sohan, for him to not be getting minutes and you all to have been shopping him, for you all to say, yo, nah, we're not willing to include him in the Durant sweepstakes. Silly franchise to me, man. Some silly front office games over there, but Pelinka's, all they could get.
Well, I wish they would have involved themselves in the KD sweepstakes.
Man.
So the Rockets wouldn't have. Yeah, we are going to have it's time to have a serious conversation about that young man.
Oh man.
It's time.
Really?
It's really time to have some serious conversations about Mr. 50-40-90 guy.
Oh wow.
Because that's all his fans want to throw out there too. But he's accurate. I know.
But he's accurate.
I mean, I get the gripe. The real issue is 28, bro. And this is what happens. They misjudged their franchise player. And not to say he's not. Okay, sure. But that's a pretty shitty franchise player.
Yeah.
A center who's inefficient, who doesn't defend because his defense has fallen off a fucking cliff this year. They are -7 points per 100 possessions with him on the court this year. Last year they were positive. That's a huge issue. And again, who wants a center who's -4 efficiency? Who wants that? Like that's gross. Somebody who processes like an ant. It's gross. He does. Oh my god!
Like an ant is so tough, man.
Free KD, bro. Free KD, bro.
It's always free KD, man.
See, it's always free KD.
It's always free KD.
As if he's not the one bringing the cups himself. I'm so tired of this narrative. Like Kevin Durant isn't number one, like choosing these teams. That's number one. And number two, he's not elevating them. And I think it's because I think Kevin Durant is like, to make it an NFL comparison, because it's about to be like Super Bowl season.
Okay.
Kevin Durant is like the ninth best quarterback in the league that you have to pay max money because he is that good, but he's also not good enough to overcompensate for the lack of talent in other parts of the team, because you are like paying him like a
I'm
super
sorry
max.
that at 37 we can't carry a roster.
I'm not. He could have carried at 36, 35, 34, 33, 32,
That's not
30.
true.
We ain't got to do it.
It's not true. Not true. Now, when he had Russ, it's not like he was just carrying, because he did have Russ.
Exactly.
But look at the rest of that roster. My point is, like, give him a guy, and I think they're fine. The issue is the Rockets don't have any other guy.
He had a guy in Phoenix, and they was trash.
That's different. Completely. I mean, terrible roster construction. So you were so talented offensively that
he wanted Bradley Beal.
I mean, fine, put that on him, but I'm saying, like,
that's true.
It had to do with the roster construction as opposed to, I think, ability and making stuff happen. This Rockets roster, understanding that his secondary is Sengun, bro. Like I will never ever let up, bro, until he actually showed. Game 1, Rockets fans pumping their chest out. Oh,
he was crazy game 1, boy.
All these threes. Bruh, he hasn't hit 6 threes for the rest of the season. I'm lying, but you get what I'm saying.
Talk about it, Denver. Talk about it. Talk about it.
What did Denver say, man?
My goal at 34 one Andrew Wiggins as his second
Let's talk about it, nigga. I won the war, man. I won the war, even though my team sucks. I won the war, though. I did win the war.
Really well put together team.
I didn't want this to turn
together.
into Curry props, so let me give Durant some credit. Look, I just think that like Durant at this point of his career, because we were having this conversation on PC on PC, and Ron and Ox have been like saying like, you know, KD's just like going to these franchises and he's not really doing anything for them. But then everybody, like, including myself, would combat would be like, but he's playing well. And yes, Kevin Durant is a great basketball player. He's always going to play well. But I do think he's going into situations where it's calling for him to play like phenomenal though. And I don't know. And I'm not saying that that's a knock because he is like 37.
Yeah.
But like the fact that, for one, right? The fact that this year, okay, Fred VanVleet goes down, and now like, oh my God, we don't have a play initiator. Well, it'd be really great if like Kevin Durant could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be great if Kevin Durant could just be the passer and playmaker for the team, like a lot of other top 10 talents in the league are. But you can't ask him to do that because then, you know, he has to like dribble and stuff, and don't want him to do that for real.
That's fair criticism.
I'm just saying, you know, I think he's at a point where he needs to clearly be the second best player on his team. Like, going all the days of Kevin Durant being the best player on your team, and you're actually really competing for a championship, in my opinion.
Play with somebody who's really close to him. Like, if he played, I still have him better than Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if you all do, but I do. But if he played with D. Mitch, we'll see, and that defeats the purpose.
But no, I mean, I still get what you're saying. It's not like they're close. They're close anyway. I mean,
that type of thing. So,
so like I've been saying it for some years now, right? The problem with Kevin Durant, for me at least, when I'm watching him, is he's very elite at scoring the basketball. He's very elite at being a plug-and-play player on both ends. The issue comes in for all these teams. There's a common outside of Brooklyn. There's a common denominator. There's never a point guard that's a real point guard next to him. In Phoenix, you had Bradley Beal and Devin Booker trying to like alternate point guard. That shit wasn't going to work. In Houston, I said, yeah, you're going to be good this season, but not where you want to be because you don't have a real point guard who's not full defensively. Also, I do want to say this. I know Şengün can be disappointing, but I think a part of why he's been even more bad defensively is you have another weak hole in fucking Reed Shepherd. I mean, dude, Reed is so bad defensively. It's more ground you need Şengün to cover. And in the chaos of all of that, all KD can do is catch ball and shoot ball. And that's
not
really
Cocaine Curry. Not Cocaine Curry,
but that is another thing. But he's a young, like, my point is these rosters he keeps going to. My criticism on him is he never chooses the right roster to make up for his flaws. And then when that team is underperforming, it's free Kevin Durant when he chooses the situation every time. So it's a bit of a 50-50 blend for me. He's a great player. He absolutely is. But he's not elevating because to me, he doesn't have that skill set. And you don't need to have that skill set if you're on a roster that can make up for that. And he never really is. So that's my take.
My nigga hooper though, bro. My nigga is a hooper. He's not a philosopher, bro.
Oh,
like,
here we
he
go.
Just can't put that shit together, bro. Like, too bad, my nigga.
J. Cole fan, by the way.
And my nigga don't. Whoa.
I'm just saying. J. Cole fan, by the way, making this. Okay, word.
Shut down. But look. When it comes to him too, like, he's old, so he like, I don't want to be in Minnesota. It's cold. Ain't no hoes out there, bro. I got
that's the problem, bro.
All this other stuff. And somebody should have slapped him upside his head and said, look, bro, Minnesota's a championship. That, like, literally, he had the opportunity to go there.
And that shit would be crazy
for him. Yeah. They would have had to make it happen. Like, Phoenix wouldn't have had a choice. So they would have done the deal. And that deal, they actually keep Jaden McDaniels. They being the it's a deal around Julius Randle. And this dweeb said, "No, I want to go to Houston."
I promise you, the show would have absolutely took Randall if given the. Because listen, they got Jalen Green. Jalen Green ain't played basically at all this season because of injuries mainly. But yeah, man, I'm with you. But again, part of that is your decision making, and ironically, Kevin Durant's. And by the way, this is on and off the court. The decision making to choose the roster, and then at times you having to be the decision maker on the floor because you don't have a real point guard, exposes his flaws as a player. So it's a tough spot. And that's why next year, even when Fred comes back, they're going to still have a similar-ish problem. And you're going to hear murmurs of, the Rockets might want to trade Kevin Durant. And we're going to do the same shit again in 2 years. Like, I don't know.
The Rockets went from, oh my goodness, one of the best promising young cores in the league to now I'm hearing, oh my goodness, we need to trade Amin Thompson. And it's like, whoa, how did we get here that quickly? Because why? A 37-year-old is here? Yeah, no, I'm not trading Amin Thompson to build around Kevin Durant. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I definitely hear you on that, but I think my counter argument would be, when you trade for Kevin Durant to like raise your ceiling and your floor isn't really set, that's the spot you put yourself in. Like, which direction are you going? Are you going to be patient with the process? Are you going to actually try to win? And KD, if he went to this team, I would think he would have more patience with the process. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see about the Rockets. We'll see.
If Jalen can go, all them niggas can go, man.
Yeah, and see, that's the other part, and Wes is right. I mean, the biggest problem in Houston right now is number 28. To be clear, brothers, just, I mean, I used to be trying to, because y'all know I don't like Domantas Sabonis. I think he's one of the most fraudulent.
You do not like Sabonis at all. Yeah,
ever play in the NBA. He's worse than Sabonis, and so that's kind of a problem.
I mean, listen, I hear that, but like, I do want to point out, and I said this in the office, and it aged so fucking beautifully. I was already saying I'm in toss with the most overrated niggas in terms of what he is right now in the league.
Indeed, you did say that,
and I did say Castle's better than him. And like,
I still think that is a debate, but I do think Amin at this point should be like at a point in his career and skill set to where he's clearly winning that debate. Like, I thought I'm never expecting Amin to be a great 3-point shooter, but like that little midi float area, like that was a pretty decent shot for him last year. He's worse at that this year than he was last year, and so like the ball handling still isn't where it needs to be. He just got to get better as an offensive player, man. And
my main knock
this team is dropping his effort and attention defensively a little bit too. But I have no questions about him when he's locked in as a defensive player. But
fair,
yeah.
Well, I think to quickly get through the rest of these teams, the Suns, I guess another team that didn't really do much. Which, by the way, I don't hate it, man. They've been fun to watch. I like the Suns, honestly. They've been better than they were last year, which is saying something, because my God, that team was some ass last year.
You mean they got rid of? Let me be quiet.
It's almost no. See, listen. But when I was saying the offseason, I was a hater though. But anyway, they just got Cole Anthony. I think it's mid tier, so I would put him at the end of the Heat Hawks plan. What y'all think about that?
I'm cool.
I support it.
Valid.
And now, I will say, it's
sure.
funny. I wish they had more that they could have done. Like they didn't have a whole lot of assets, but I wish they did.
Yeah.
Because I think, but also too, like getting Book and Jalen Green back, or just getting Jalen Green, period. You know, because they've never had him. That should do wonders.
Yeah, fair. That's true.
You are still really high on Jalen Green. Salute to you.
He is. I think it's only fair to give him some grace because again he's been hurt. So like I haven't seen a big sample to say he's for sure as. I still think when he's healthy he's very hit or miss. So like I haven't seen enough to shift my opinion on that. I know Dylan Brooks is for sure better than him though. Like I think that's pretty.
At this point, where I'm at with Jalen Green is, I think he's going to be like a really, really good bench, like 6-man. Like that's
man,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. That's just so dramatic, bro. He's just and when
microwave off the bench, man.
No, man. When he's been able to play, he's been good. And again, like he's only finished, I think, 3 or 4 games this year.
He's barely played.
So like, yeah, like he'll be fine, man. And you can tell he has game, and it's just about putting it together. Unfortunately, he for the first time in his career, he's hurt.
Been hurt, yeah.
So we'll see how how he bounces back from that. But yeah, I still have a lot of faith in him.
The next team to bring up are the Nets, who waived Cam Thomas. I really felt like they could have traded Cam before the season. It was going to come down to just waiving him. I understand why they waived him, but at the same time, Cam Thomas was getting hold. I don't know how many Nets games y'all saw, but I watched like 5 games in a row. They was cutting Cam Thomas minutes out at 21 minutes, 22. Like he was not cracking more than 25. So now he's just a free agent, and I know Cam doesn't fit the nerd basketball archetype where he can play defense, he can do this or that. Like he's a bucket getter. Like that's what he can do, and he can do a really good job at it. I don't think he's not an NBA player. He's an NBA player.
He's for sure an NBA player.
Yeah.
He's going to make some contending team very happy when they sign him.
I just want to know, like, what team is it to you, though? Like I've been trying to go through my head on, like, what team.
In my opinion, I think OKC should definitely give him a shout. I think the Rockets should definitely give him a shout. Okay. I think the Pistons should give him.
I think any
team,
a great team.
Any team that like lacks some creation outside of their best player needs to be giving Cam Thomas a shot.
I think Cam Thomas needs to go to a team that is good defensively, but they need players who can create their own shot. I think Detroit makes a ton of sense because he could basically be like the Ivy replacement. Less playmaking, which is fine, but again, a guy that can just go out there and get you like, oh shit, Cam Thomas has 25 points in a playoff game. Like he can do that.
Yep.
He's a better scorer than Ivy.
Way better scorer than Ivy. Yeah.
For sure that's the team. And I'm with like real talk. And I think Gifted feels the same way. He 1000% is an NBA player. He was in a situation where a team was sabotaging him.
They was literally sabotaging him, bro.
This is what it is, and he has his flaws, but every player has their flaws. So the best player in the world has flaws, glaring flaws. Like it is what it is. I wish people would not be so harsh on Cam because he has a lot of game, and it's just wild.
I agree.
He's just like, no, not a winning basketball player. Sucks. All he does is score. Who knew that scoring the basketball might actually be beneficial in a game that tracks for scoring? Hey, you keep scoring.
Bro, before the deadline, he had some games where he was putting up like 39 to 40 points, and it's like creating everything. And it's like people trying to tell me he's just ass and can't play basketball at all. Like that's some real casual shit to me. I think there is a value to being able to put the ball on the floor and get your own basket. So like my only thing is whatever team he goes to, and I hope we can all agree on this. I don't care what team it is. It has to be a team with a coach that will give him a fair shot. That's my thing about it.
1,000%. I don't think he should go to like. I would, even if it's a really really bad team. I'm not going to a team without the coach and the whole organization being behind me coming there.
100%.
So I would much rather go to like just a really bad team as opposed to going to the Rockets or Detroit if they don't really have a plan for me when I step in the building to actually let go of the leash, let me play ball, and let me help you and you help me. Like if that's not the marriage, I'd be cool.
Now, the team I think he is going to go to, And a lot of this is going to be because of personal ties. And again, I could be wrong. And I don't know if this coach would really fuck with him like that. The Rockets make sense because of the KD connection. And they literally need a guard that can dribble. But I hear the defensive issues. I hear the playmaking issues. But
brother, they're playing Reed Shepherd.
I know.
I'm not really trying to hear nothing about no defense, bro. Like,
I'm just telling you what the coaching staff or what Ime might feel in his head. Like, Cam, I don't know. But I think Cam legitimately could be pretty solid on the Rockets. So hey.
Yeah, they need everything that Cam Thomas does at a high level. They need. So they need to be trying to get Cam Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's not like a huge number he comes at either because he got waves. So you can literally get him off the street right now. So I mean,
exactly.
Hey,
very, very high risk, low reward. I mean, no, not my fault. High reward, low risk.
Right. Yeah.
Player right now. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the only teams on the list that you can make an argument should be Sacramento Kings. Or they could be as high as Bulls Heat playing. The Pelicans did not trade nobody. Herb didn't go. Zion didn't go. The only one that went was Jose Alvarado. And I think that was more of a money play on their end. How do y'all feel about the Pelicans? Do you think they should have sold more?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, same.
Do they own their pick this year?
No, because they traded to Atlanta, remember? So
get freaking Derek Queen.
Who's solid though? I like Derek Queen.
No, man. Fuck no.
Derek Queen is Black Shingun, bro. Let me not do that. He actually I think he's a better passer, and he processes quicker than Sengun.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me not do
rookie.
That
he's a rookie.
He might be Black Sabonis though, which still isn't saying much.
He won't be better than Caleb Wilson. He won't be better than AJ. He won't be better than Darren. He won't be better than Cam. And I would much rather have the odds of selecting one of those four, even if we don't actually get the ball. I'd much rather have those odds. Much rather. But it is what it is. Spilled milk. But I gotta put them in the Kings tier. Like the Alvarado thing, it's not moving me
at all.
And it's just no way they should it's just no way they're going into another year with this. It's slop. It's slop. It's not a good
slop
team.
Is a good name for it.
Really, really bad, bro. It's just bad. And they had value. You had teams that were willing to give 3 first-round picks for Herb. And I like Herb, but let's be real.
He's not worth 3 first-round picks. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And they didn't capitalize. Like, that's just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, man. I think it's crazy to want to like keep your team in and not sell anything when you're still one of the worst teams in the league. Like, you're still one of the worst teams in the league.
Here's the thing that, like, this is why you look at their roster and it's like they shouldn't be
that bad in theory. I know, but they are. I know, bro.
And so I kind of get their belief in the. It's like, I know everybody wants to trade Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, but everybody wants Trey Murphy and Herb Jones for a reason.
Everybody wants them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Zion, when he's right, is still an elite player. It's like, if they ever have a year to where they can put it all together, I could get why they don't want to sell right away. But unfortunately, I mean, I don't know how many assets they have as far as like draft capital. It doesn't sound like they have much. So if you're going to be asked, it's just time to start building some draft capital and trading these players.
So like my argument for why they should be low, real talk, is because if you're gonna trade a high draft pick for next year for Derek Queen, to me, you already have the young pieces. Trade Zion, and y'all know how much I love Zion, but I'm at the point where he's already having injury issues again, and it already happened. He's not playing enough minutes for your franchise. Clearly, you have a young talent So just go in the direction of a young talent. Like they're still playing the in the middle shit. And to me, you're not good enough to play in the middle shit. You're a bad team with good pieces. Like I just hate the redundancy of how that looks, at least in my opinion. Because if you're gonna trade such a high ass because you really believe Derek Queen is your guy, he's never gonna get that opportunity to like grow in that way if Zion is there.
Like I hope they know Derek Queen isn't a guy.
I mean, he's not. He's not. I'm just saying
6'9" center.
Yeah, I don't love that. I definitely think he's a 4, not a 5. I hear you on that. I'm just saying though, if you made a move to that degree, like fully commit to it. They didn't commit to anything, and that's why I think they should be Kings there. Low key.
Yeah, I mean they should be there for sure.
Okay.
I mean, they need to trade Zion too while they at it. They need to trade Zion, Trey, Herb.
They would get so many picks for I don't know how many I don't know how many picks you get for Zion at that point, but I feel like for Trey Murphy and Herb, you would get some good picks.
Between the three of them, you should get 6 first-round picks.
I think 6 could be valid. I think 6 not crazy. Last but not least, we have these last two teams. First off, shout out to the Raptors. They just been a pretty steady team. CMG has been hooping. I like to see his growth. Team 6'9" is still intact. Also, Brandon Ingram having his best season, probably. I don't think that's crazy to say. He's been available. This is this is his most available season.
He's been better before, but this is my dog, so all the love, man. We accepting all the love, man. We accepting all the love. All-Star snub, by the way, man.
Hey,
All-Star snub.
Hey, respect on Scotty Barnes, though. He been good this year.
Oh, for sure. Respect to Scotty.
He's a really good defensive player.
Scotty deserves it. He's a really good all-around player. Like I'm Scotty's
He's been
good.
way better offensively this year.
Yeah, he's good, man. I think his biggest issues.
He's a really good defensive player.
Yeah, you got to stop that, man.
This is so
he can pass. I'll give him that. He can also pass. Really good pass.
Scores too. 20 points per game.
Now them boards.
Hey, don't give me them 20 points per game, brother. What's a man averaging 18?
Don't do that. At least when he catches the ball, it's not like a bunch of space around him. Like,
I mean, it should be. He shoot 9% from 3 this month or last month, something like that.
He got real aura, man. Real aura. Now, I don't even know what the Raptors did. I think they did do something. Hang on. But I think it was probably some tax shit. Oh, they didn't trade Jakob Poeltl, which is one thing.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think you criticize him for. Yeah, the Raptors didn't really do anything. Oh, I forgot. That's not true. They got Chris Paul. So now they're going to lose a lot of games.
Oh, brother.
Hey, come on, Wes. They got Chris Paul, man.
I'm staying away from that, man. That's a real North Carolina legend right there, man.
The boy Wes trying to filter himself. Wes trying to filter himself. All right.
Legend, but I was disappointed. RJ's still on this roster. Jakob is still on this roster. I had high hopes for this team. I love the coach. I was really doom and gloom when Bingham got traded there. But
way better than we thought, for sure.
Way better, yeah, for sure. And going to see my dog play a few times when he's been in NC this year, like I believe they have a good team. They do. They're well coached. They have a good team, and they could have made real improvements. And you don't tell me that they couldn't have traded for Anthony Davis.
They could
just don't tell me that they couldn't have done that. They could have. It was right there for him. And now I will say, here's the thing, and I guess maybe this is a part of the line of thinking. Bringing anybody in there who's not like a self-creator, like they really just need a guard. They need a better guard than Quickly. Although Quickly is good, it's like they need to take Quickly, RJ, and Jakob.
Yeah.
get a big or a guard, right? And I think getting AD, the reason I started to hesitate on that is because, like, he needs someone who could feed him, and it's hard to try to play through AD besides Scotty and Bingham, knowing how they prefer to play basketball. But yeah, I'm disappointed RJ's still on the roster, as well as Jakob, considering he never plays basketball. And they've been good without him. That's the other thing. Like, it'd be different if they fell off a cliff without him, but they're making it happen.
I lean Pelinka tier because I felt like there was real potential there, and they kind of just didn't do anything with it for me.
Yeah, I like that.
That's where I would put him. I don't know what the Knicks could have done. I'm trying to think in my head, like what could have happened.
Alvarado, that's what yeah.
I mean, Jose cool, but let's be so honest, that's not really moving a lot with a roster though, for real. Like it's cool, right? Like it's cool, but I mean,
these fans told me the East is theirs. They're not worried about anything. They just got to stay healthy, stand pat. So,
Bulls Heat playing probably above the Lakers.
I mean, I believe that. I do think that the Knicks are pretty clearly the best team in that conference.
Celtics will wipe them down in 6.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We gonna wipe them down in 6. And JT coming back, man. Why you think they traded for
Jason
Vooch?
Tatum is not coming back.
JT coming back. That's
I don't
the
know.
real reason they traded for Vooch.
I think Tatum is crazy enough to actually come back though on some real shit. I do believe he would do it.
I think Bradley
even if he comes back, newsflash, like he's not going to be a good enough player to really change anything.
Oh no, you're tripping there.
I mean, how good do you think he would be?
Are you saying he plays no regular season basketball? He just dropped into the playoffs.
No, they wouldn't do that. He would have to come back.
Be like maybe March. 4 or 5 regular season games.
No, I think he would come back in March. I don't think they'll do the April play. Last 5 games of April and then get in the playoff. I don't think because again, it's not fair to the player, right? You want to give him a good runway, and let him work up a lather, at least condition himself. So I think if he's not playing in March, he's got to be playing next month. If he's not playing next month, I think he doesn't come back. But what I will say for JT is like he can come back as a top 25 player. They're better than the Knicks at that point. Like Boston's just devoid of that. So if you can add a guy who's really good, because even if JT comes back as top 25, before he really gets an offseason to really get comfortable and regain his form, we're talking about a top 25 on a team that's right there with the Knicks thus far in the regular season. Who started off?
Wes, you're talking as if like they didn't just beat the Celtics with Tatum with a better roster than what they have right now.
I mean, that was last year. We're talking about this year. Year's team.
But I'm saying
playing at the
this year. I mean, I don't know, man. I think too many people like judge the Knicks, in my opinion, like on their bad moments, and then I don't think they see them at their best and having their good moments enough. The Knicks are really good, bro. Like when you can throw out a lineup of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, Cat, and Robinson, that is a phenomenal 5. Like that is high-end NBA talent on the court that you have. Like I'm taking that 5 against 96% of the NBA.
I'm
not gonna lie.
So like I guess what I would say to you, real talk, is it's fair what you're saying about the Celtics. I feel like the difference with Boston is you could argue a bunch of that series last year was variance from the players and also them just losing more and more bodies as that series went on. I feel like if you added Tatum, and it's just in theory because obviously we don't know how things would look, I still think defensively you would have the size to hang around a little bit. The Knicks to me have been underwhelming since the in-season cup ship, but they're not that bad either. I'm with you there. Like they are getting overly hated.
Yeah, they had a bad stretch, but they're right now they're on an 8-game winning streak, so they're right back where they need to be.
Correct.
I don't even think Boston can beat Philly this year, even if Jason Tatum comes back. I just don't see Boston as a real serious. I don't see them as a real playoff threat. I really don't. I just think these other teams are more talented than them.
They don't want no parts of the Pistons.
Yeah, I think we're underselling JT. Dropping the top, whatever JT is, and I mean top 25 is very like conservative.
Yeah.
So if he comes back and he's playing at Jaylen Brown's level, we call that top 15. If he's playing at that level, slightly above, slightly below, that team is really, really good, man. Because they're already. I think how I look at and that might be where we differ. I look at the Celtics right now, and I see a team that to me is really good. And if they drop a great player on their team, I think they go up a few notches for sure.
Yeah.
And again, I think Tatum comes back, and maybe his scoring isn't where it was in his defense. As a whole, but I don't think he comes back and he's a bad defender. And I don't think he comes back and he's a bad scorer. So we're just talking about him not being at the same level he was, but I'll tell you what will be there: the ability to have another ball handler, the ability to run offense through somebody, the ability to have a guy who can create for others. That'll do a lot. That'll do wonders for the team. And just to always have someone the defense has to focus on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would say this, and I don't know if Real Talk thinks this, but this is, I think, my problem though. If Tatum does come back hypothetically, Jaylen Brown cannot drop off from what he was doing just because Tatum is back. I would love to see Brown and Tatum be great, together in the same game. I think there's been a bit of redundancy between them at times where it's your turn, my turn-ish. And I would love to see them finally be no, we both got it all throughout the same game. I don't want to see Jaylen Brown lose aggression because Tatum is there now. If I'm getting that Jaylen Brown with that Tatum, that's a good team. It's a very good team. That's a team that could contend with the East. And I'll say this, having Valanciunas as your big, even though he's ass defensively, is a lot better than Hugo Gonzalez for a full series.
Vucevic. But I don't know. It's I don't know if I'm in the Matrix or something. The Knicks have played Boston with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and won. I don't get it. I agree. I think the Celtic team right now is a worse team than they were last year.
They are. Yes.
As far as the pieces outside of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
But the counter,
and then we will be getting a worse Tatum.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. But
I don't really understand the reasoning of why the worst team with the worst player then beats the team that already beat
the counter. Okay.
When they were better.
Okay.
Playing that. Go ahead, get it.
I got the counter though. The counter would be their center called AIDS. Luke Cornett started to go down, and they had multiple other players like crumble specifically in the playoffs in the series versus the Knicks, and they had really bad shooting variance.
Hey, you don't think Luka Garza is going to crumble?
I'm saying to the point where they couldn't play. I think Garza will play.
Who's their other? Wes was just talking about their lack of guard depth. Who are they playing? Who?
Derek White,
you got D White, and then you got who?
It will all fall on the shoulders of Pritchard, White, Brown, Tatum. I'm naming the players: Brown, Tatum, Vooch, Kata,
Jamal,
Jordan Walsh, and Hauser. It all fall on it. And Ugo, but we're laughing, but only thing I'm saying about the Knicks, which I think is a fair critique, the Knicks have not played at that level. Cat is considerably worse than he was last year, which no one is really, really talking about. he's a completely different player. Last year he played like he was the best. He like arguably no, he
I
was
think that
one
was
of
his
the best
best
shooters
season
in the
last year.
league. That's not the case. Yeah, that's not the case for him right now. And I do think that the Knicks, while I agree with you, real talk, I'm not treating them like they're a slouch. I'm just saying that Boston is still a really good team. And though on paper, it's like, oh, well, this team is better. They have the better roster. I still think Boston could give them a run for their money with Tatum. And that's it. No Tatum, okay, Knicks win. Add Tatum, I'm going to pick Boston in 6. And I think Boston losing last year to get this point, like, I still wouldn't bank on that happening.
Of
Like,
course.
Tatum played well below his means. So even if Tatum comes back as a quote unquote overall like lesser player this year, if he can just play to a standard that, and we're talking just being efficient,
Don't
go
go 8
get
for
me an efficient
25.
23. Yeah, get me an efficient 23. Last year, he was just really, really bad for the
He
first few
played good
games
in
until
one
he got
game
hurt.
of the whole series.
I mean, but it's
Yeah.
not like it's not just because he was out there shooting it. It's because
he's getting defended
the
well
Knicks
too.
employ OG Anunoby. Like
I agree.
That's part of the point. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I agree with that.
Bro, that Knicks team is really good, bro. They have really good players that have all been in high leverage moments, all been in playoffs, in multiple playoff settings, and performed.
I hear all
I don't
of that.
understand.
I hear all of that. I just personally feel like with the Knicks, and again, like I would love to see like how good of a team they really are, because in my opinion, the flaws for the Knicks specifically, beyond Cat with these dumbass fouls and shit, to me is the fact that in the playoffs last year, factually speaking, they were better when it was one of Cat or Brunson on the floor consistently. When they were both on the floor, they were going on lows, and that showed up more in any other series, I think, than the Pacers. And the one thing about Boston this year as to why they've been so good is they're playing more like the Pacers. Like, they're playing more movement. Like, it's not just, you know what, let's find the mismatch and Jaylen Brown, Tatum eat. Like, it's more of a varied offense. And I think that versus the Knicks is just a different look if they were to match up. I would probably still favor the Knicks for everything you said, but I think the flaws might be exposed with the Knicks more this year. Like, I think the Cavs actually might beat the Knicks this year. I do. Like, I might be right. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but like, I might be right there. I don't know.
No, I have the Knicks as the best team in the East.
Okay.
I think they definitely have laws and effort, and for good stretches. But I've seen that team too many times when they're clicking on all cylinders. That is one of the best teams in the NBA. There's talent up and down the roster. They have defensive viability. They have offensive talent. They can go big with Mitch and Cat and dominate on the boards.
Yeah.
They can go smaller, and if Josh Hart is hitting his open threes, that's a devastating lineup.
And you got Jordan Clarkson variants maybe for like a playoff series, which we know.
That's a talented group. Now they are getting smacked by Detroit right now yet again. Like, Cat's not playing, to be fair, but you know.
Yeah.
If somebody in the East does knock them off, I do think it's Detroit. I think Detroit and the Knicks are the two best teams in the East. I'm interested in seeing what the Cavs can do now with Harden and Keon and Dennis. Like, that is a good wrinkle and everything. But as far as like what I've seen this season, the Knicks and Detroit are kind of in a tier of their own in the Eastern Conference for me.
That's fair. Well, we reached the end of the tier list. I'll read out all the teams. If there's any adjustments you want to make, we can do that. S tier, which is the Sam Presti tier. We have the Cavaliers, the Thunder, and the Wizards. I think that's good right there. For the Brad Stevens tier, we have the Wolves, Boston, Utah, Pacers, and Grizzlies. I like all those teams being there. For the third tier, we have the Pacers franchise teams, which are the Mavericks, the Hornets, the Clippers, and the Bulls. Upon reflection, I damn near think the Bulls might need to be top of Bulls, Heat, Hawks playing. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
I mean, I'm fine with that if you want to do that.
Yeah, I argued them ahead of that tier anyway.
Okay.
I was saying best Phoenix with them, so I'm definitely in favor of that.
Okay, cool. So that's like right here then. In front of the Hawks fully. Okay, then. So then for Bulls, Heat, Hawks playing, you have the Bulls, the Hawks, the Knicks, the Lakers, Denver, Blazers, Suns, Nets. I think all those teams are valid. For the Pelicans here, teams that should have done more but are waiting for handouts that they did not get. The Rockets, the Orlando Magic, the Spurs, and the Raptors. And then last but not least, our shit tier, the Sacramento Kings tier. We have the Bucks for pump faking, the 76ers for trading Jared McCain for assets on a team that already has injury history, so now they have one less guard to their rotation. A Detroit team that has been the best team all season long in the East and didn't really do much to like aggressively help them be better. A Kings team who quite literally kept all the vets, traded not one vet outside of maybe Dennis Schroeder. Crazy. And then you have the Pelicans, a team that's not good but wants to keep all their players and not sell, which will probably sell these players in the future for a lower price than right now. Let's bookmark that, by the way. And then our two worst teams, the Heat and the Warriors. Granted, the at least Golden State got Porzingis with the expiring contract, but even then, it's still like ass in terms of what they wanted to get out of their offseason and the whole Jonathan Kuminga shit or whatever. And the Heat, who just pump fake to oblivion, like did all this shit, played better, no more pick and rolls, completely different style of play, still in the play-in. Still made no major ads, didn't get Ja, did not get anything. So you're just the same. And yeah, that is our tier list. How do you think we did on this?
I think we did really well.
Yeah.
Definitely think we did really well. And yeah, I enjoyed the trade deadline too. Like the actual day, not so much, pretty mid. But that Jaren news really took me.
That was huge.
Threw me for a loop, yeah. And it was special to be a part of that, to witness it. I remember us in the chat, like just going crazy, like what? So yeah, super dope. And I look forward to, getting into in-depth talk about where teams are in the playoff push, matchups we want to see, and things of that nature. So
yes. I'm thinking our next episode should be season predictions for the second half in terms of like where we think teams are gonna go, how teams have been. I'll definitely hit you guys up about that later this month. But good stuff. I appreciate the time that you gentlemen have donated to me. All of their links again will be in the description in terms of Real Talk. I'm gonna also add you in the title as well. Any closing words for the second episode of our shit this year, which I still got to find a name right now. I just have it as NBA Panel Talks, but we'll get there.
Oh, wow. You're trying to get me fired.
You got to find it. I do.
Nah, man. Enjoyed the episode. Always a great time. Gifted, make sure you go listen to that J. Cole album so we can
after this, I'm tapping
next time as well. Mm-hmm. Make sure y'all tap into the best rapper from the Carolinas. He recently dropped, it's called Familiar Face. Oh no. What is it called?
Dang, that was about to be dumb promo.
That was about to be dumb promo, huh? It's like
but Familiar Strangers.
Familiar Strangers. That was
there you go.
Strangers. Yeah. Make sure y'all tap in with that. I think that project is better than the Fall Off, in my opinion. It's more concise. There's also not a song on the Fall Off better than West Palm Breezes. Make sure y'all tap into that, man. That is a good car ride. The hook is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I really
very catchy song. You know what I'm saying? If I love again with my razors in the wind, tip me not the 40, pray the Lord. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He kind of ran it on. So make sure you tap in, bro. Make sure you tap in.
Man, nah, that's love. Nah, please do. It's 17 minutes. Please, if you have 17 minutes to spare, 6 records, cool little EP. We're almost at 10,000 streams for it on Spotify.
Fire.
Dropped at the first day of the new year. So yeah, I'm really appreciative, and I'm making my push, and Soul Purpose will be here before you know it, man. So I appreciate it. And y'all just make sure y'all keep showing Gifted and Real Talk love. Keep pushing their sports brands and everything that they do. These are two really good human beings. And that's what we're about. We support good men, good humans, and that's what they are. So keep helping them win.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have something new till now. I now have a Twitch.
Let's go. Okay.
Make sure that y'all catch me over there on Twitch. I think the username is like Real Talk. Yeah, it's Real Talk EJRT.
Okay.
Yep, Real Talk EJRT. So make sure that y'all tap into the Twitch, man. We're gonna be having some good times over there. Could do a little bit more freedom, you know what I'm saying? On YouTube
that shit not free at all. You
do a lot. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna make a Twitch. So we're here, man.
Nice.
I'm in support of that. My closing comments would be, first off, it's always fun doing these. We definitely got to do more of these. I'm going to do a better job on the organization aspect of things. I'm going to get us a overlay. I'm going to get us a better name, because this is a very default name right now. But loving the EPs that we do and how things are going to be in the playoff. I cannot wait to have like live playoff conversations and break down with y'all. That's going to be super fun to do. In terms of me personally, I'm feeling good. I feel like I was knocked off the path a little bit because I was stressed out a ton on this car shit. Like I spent multiple days educating myself on leans and like all the like super duper like physical stuff that's important that you got to know. And I was able to get my shit done. So now I can chill out for the rest of the year and focus on this content stuff. Also been working super hard at my other job, but now I feel like I can put more effort into the content. So we getting back out there, man. Go support everyone and their dreams for this 2026. If you're interested, like the video, subscribe. I got some more vids on the way. And last but not least, I also have a Twitch at Gifted Hoops. I will be playing the fall off in about 20-30 minutes because I got a shower. I've been out literally all day long. Gotta wash up before I donate 2 more hours of my time to the J. Cole shit. But I stayed on Twitter. The only track that I know is on here, because they spoiled it on a random update that I could not control. I know there's a song with, I believe, Thames and Future. We'll see how that sounds. I don't know. But I'm going to be listening tonight, tapping. But as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Salute. Peace out, people. Have a good one.
Peace.